All right, so we are live and ready to go, guys. So we last left your characters. They were in this little goblin encampment. A bunch of little rugrat goblins running around, worshipping Nox, the giant rider. You have a... Oops. An echo. There we go. You met the chief of these goblins. He's kind of wearing this long feathered headdress and it has bits and plumes of like bird feathers, turkey feathers and stuff. It's really ratty and nasty looking, covered in bits of slime and large bits of giant meat that just blew apart. A bunch of goblins are kind of around the bonfire with bits and pieces of this giant's flesh on sticks, kind of roasting over top. Some of them are just digging into it raw. Quite happily, they're offering you as much as they might have around to give to you. But this little goblin kind of moves forward, extending his hand out to shake each of yours. If you actually want to take his hand, you're more than welcome. And he introduces himself as Chief Snot Muncher. He says, you guys are heroes. Destroyed this beast, and I can't thank you enough. He says, what's your name? And he stares at you, Nox. Giant rider friend.
Well, I'm Nox. Pleasure to meet you, Chief.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And what are these servants you have with you? What are their names?
Yeah, I mean, my servants, obviously. Introduce yourselves, why don't you? And with all respect to the Chief.
Morto will reach out her hand, reach down to the Chief Booger Muncher, Snot Muncher.
Snot Muncher.
And she'll go, pleasure to make your acquaintance, Chief Snot Muncher.
The pleasure's all mine. He kind of stares you up and down, with this sort of leering, kind of smiling glare on the side of his face before he quickly composes himself the best he can to look over at you, Dio. Kind of pokes you with a stick a few times and taps on your little glass camera thing there. And what is this?
The lens spins a couple times in focus, and a green laser comes out from the side of the head and quickly scans the goblin up and down. Humanoid species, do not destroy. Friendship optional. D10, Dio. At your service.
See his mouth kind of open a gap for a moment as he sees you like speaking back to him. His eyes kind of look around the rest of you, and his eyes settle on Alan next. Kind of reaches forward. He wipes his face, this long snot trail kind of running across his hair as he kind of juts it forward. A bit of it kind of splatters across your chest a little bit. And you, tall one.
Alan, he doesn't slow down. He actually reaches out and grabs this goblin's hand and shakes it. And then afterwards, after letting go, he says, Alan is my name. And then he reaches over to Nox and just rubs his hand down Nox's back, wiping off the snot.
Snot Muncher.
And then I do mutter under my breath, servants. Like, kind of like, yeah, servants. And then just rubbing the snot all over his back.
See Snot Muncher look at you, Nox, and your friend there, your servant, wiping the snot off. Says, well, let me introduce you to my friends. You see these 4 other little goblins come up behind them. One of them is this very large, obese female. She has an extra nose on the side of her face that dribbles out. She offers this wide-toothed grin. Yeah, Snot Muncher points at her. That's me wife, Noodles. And this other one, we call him Wanker. And that one there is Crab Claw. He points to Crab Claw. You can see this little goblin hold up. I mean, he has normal hands, but you see he just kind of goes like this as if it's a crab claw to show you why he's called Crab Claw. And he points further on this other little small goblin. He's like half the size of the rest of these goblins, almost childlike, but you can see he's very weathered, old. His skin is almost this neon orangish sort of color, kind of speckled with little green spots. He offers a little bit of a nod towards you. When he lifts his eyes up, though, you can see that his eyes stare at you, but his mouth itself is completely healed over by like a big scar. He has no mouth there. Snapmuncher points at him. We call him Poop. We don't know his real name though. So, what brings you here to rescue us? Did you hear the screams of our tormentor? He kind of points over to the half-chewed orc on the ground.
Yeah, that, and we're also investigating giants.
Giants, what would you want of such things? They are disgusting creatures.
Yeah, right? I mean, fucking disgusting. Do you know where we might find them, perhaps?
Snapmuncher has many stories of giants. Come, let's have a meal and we just hear stories. He sees Dio. He kind of hurries over to you, Dio, taps you with this little stick that he has a few more times. You can see he kind of reaches up, grabbing a hold of one of your little metal bars, gears, whatever, and starts to climb on top of you.
Bzzzt. Analyze. What is your intent, humanoid?
See, kind of clambers up, so he gets, on your back area and then just starts smacking you with the stick. Ride, beast, ride!
Swivel my head.
Oh.
I swivel my head to Alan. Concur.
And he's just
Advice,
he's
please.
gonna-
I seem quite confused.
Kinda
My lens is kind of swiveling around erratically.
Alan's gonna kind of shrug at you. It's like, if you don't want him up there, just say so. But be nice about it. Don't just throw him off your back.
Bzzzt. Well, it's being harmless. It's not. Is he causing damage to any systems? Is that man?
No, he's just, like a jockey on a horse, just smacking you in the rump, trying to get you to go.
Perhaps he'll lead us somewhere, and I start going. Is he like directing me? No, the wrong way, or tapping me?
Oh yeah, over about 10 feet away or so to where the bonfire is, and then he just kind of clambers off and gives you a couple more good whacks and kind of gives you a nice nod. Knocks like, I like your ride. Says, perhaps we can barter for the thing. We need a new servant around here. Takes a seat, motions for Poop and Noodles, Wanker, Crabclaw to sit around him. Motions all of you over. They have these large logs that are covered in snot and slime, feces, and other things kind of gathered around this bonfire, where some of the other goblins have, settled in and are chewing on their mostly raw giant meat. And he kind of saddles over next to you, Nox, and puts one of his little four-fingered hands on your shoulder and says, me and you, Giant Rider, we can share stories. You tell me a story and I tell you a story. You go first.
You sure? Shouldn't you start first?
Says, don't you know the customs of goblins? You a goblin? Aren't you a goblin?
Yes, but I was raised by humans.
What? Such a thing? That's blasphemy. We're going to have to teach you the goblin ways. That is our customs. Sit upon the log and tell us stories. You share, visitors always share the first story. And then we tell you the magnificent stories. Our stories are always better than the visitors.
Yeah, I can tell why. Okay.
Do you make a living riding giants?
Well, actually, kinda. Well, let me tell you a story. So, it was a night of a celebration, right? Everyone was happy. I was dancing, as I always do, talking to my friends here, and suddenly a group of orcs burst into the town. We think, oh, they're gonna attack us and kill us,
I hate
no.
the rusty orcs.
right? I mean, I was just about to fucking kill them, but they ran past, and a giant was behind them, charging into the city. So, killing people, destroying buildings. So I climbed on top of a building, and I jumped on him and rode him until he died.
You blast that. You lie. You sure about that? He kind of looks
Guys,
over
tell
at
him.
others. Did
Tell
he
him,
ride a
tell
giant? Like, he jumped upon the thing? Did you smack it in the rump to make it go? And he gets up and he runs across this little area to climb aboard Dio. Once again, he starts smacking you with his stick. Was it like this, Nox? Were you riding the giant like this?
Yeah, I wasn't really smacking it with a stick. I was more like poking it with my rapier.
So like this, and he begins to kind of jab at you a little harder with the stick, getting it in between your gears, more just to annoy you. Like this, down in there deep, right? Just
Exactly. Yes.
digging it down in there. Yeah. This is what must have been amazing to see. I seen you clamber up this giant, but to ride one like that. What of those nasty orcs? Did you eat them? Goblins always eat orcs if they can. The orcs like to eat
Really?
goblins too.
Really, I thought they were disgusting.
Well, it's the dark meat's quite tasty.
Oh, no. Well, when we get back, I'm gonna make sure we eat them.
He says, well, you kind of clambered down from you for the moment, Dio. Kind of gives you a approvingly nod. As he makes his way back over and takes a seat, and he says, well, that wasn't quite the story, Giant Tractor, but it doesn't compare to a chieftain's story. Now let me tell you a story. When I was but a wee little goblin 4 or 5 days ago, we saw some orcs. They came into our town, bullied us. They took my lady friend. We like to call her Pucker Lips, but she's gone now. The giant ate her too. And he kind of points across, and you can see what's left of half of a female goblin, one of her legs and an arm kind of laying on the ground. Pucker Lips. I will be making my last love to her this evening, before we bury her. But back to the story. You see, this orcs, they came into our town, bullied us, peed on my friend's crab claw. That's why he has claws for hands. That orcish piss, that's disgusting stuff. They took our food and took our women. Well, not my women. My woman was half eaten, but I'll make love to her later. Let me get back to the story. And they all of a sudden left in a hurry. We heard the thumping and the blowing of horns in the distance. And my tribe, they disappeared. I had hundreds of goblins here. I was the chief of thousands of goblins. And he just starts rattling off all these different names. So all of them were my servants, much like these fellows are your servants. But I'm a chieftain. I have many more servants than you. Perhaps someday, Giant Rider, you can be a chieftain. But he kind of guards his chieftain hat quite carefully when he says this. He says, and then the boom came, the big boom. The valley shook. In the snows, they ran down the mountainside, avalanches everywhere. And next thing I know, when I awoke, that beastly giant was in our encampment, eating my friends, and poor Pucker Lips. Look what he did to her. He kind of gets up and he runs over, picking up one of his goblin female friend's legs and shakes it at you a little bit. Look what he did to poor Pucker Lips. Puts it into his little backpack on his shoulder, hurries back over to sit down. And those dwarves, I've never seen such dwarves. They were like sickly dwarves crawling around, gray-skinned and skinny and greasy. I don't understand. I've never seen dwarves so disgusting in my life. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Would you guys like to stay the evening with us? Perhaps we can have a goblin party. I'd be happy to share my lady friend with you. He pulls out her leg once again.
Wait a minute. Let me understand this first. You heard the horn first, and then the giant showed up?
Yes. That's the way. That's what I told you. Did I not? Were you not listening to the chieftain story?
Just want to make sure that that's what you said. And I'm kind of old, and with that, he scratches his ear and kind of pulls out a little bit of earwax and just flicks it towards the fire.
That's a pansy earwax. He digs around in his ear, just taking this long, nasty string thing out, and just kind of flings it across your boots a little. Goblins will teach you how to do it.
Well,
yes, we heard the horn, and then the goblins came. We heard the horn just a short while ago, too. And that's when more of my goblin friends disappeared. I don't understand what's going on. But I did get one thing. My great-great-great-grandfather's nephew's son's brother's sister's uncle gave me this. You see, he stands up and he hurries away into this little tent and comes back out with this, what looks to be this leather sack of some sort. And he just shoves it into your hands, Knox. Says, I think you might be onto something, Knox. You look like quite the hero. I give you this.
What is it?
Yeah. Hold it up. It looks like this big leather sack, basically like about the size of a backpack. real old, weathery, wrinkled, it's kind of bristly a little bit. And as you kind of hold it up to get a look at it, being that it's right there, it's kind of hard to see. But Dio, Muerto, and Alan, as you guys look at this thing, you can see that he's basically holding up what looks to be a big, dry testicle sack. And he's kind of looking at this, and you can see the both saggings, on either side. And he says, that right there is the giant nards. Tanned, weathered. I use it for me backpack. The balls are still inside. If you shake them real hard and throw them, they go boom. Would you like to see?
Sure.
He'll kind of grab that, and as he's standing in front of you guys,
Yeah.
he grabs this bag, and then he starts shaking it like crazy. It only takes a few moments.
Okay.
Watch out.
Yeah, if nobody's going to stop him, I need agility challenge rolls from everybody.
I'm going to take cover as to say.
He's gonna kill us.
Boons or Banes?
Nope, just straight up.
All right. An epic 5.
Why isn't this
I think
working?
I'm the only one that failed. No, just 2 of us rolled so far.
Oh,
It's just
sorry.
gonna-
I forgot to add that quickly. It should be there.
Yep, you're good.
I see 3 people.
And
Uh,
Muerto, what did you end up with?
So these testicles explode.
You're muted, Carlos. Not sure if you know.
I got a 4.
All right. So Alan and Muerto, you guys take 1 point of damage. He starts shaking. These things are crazy. And you see one of these little, they look like little rocks, about palm sized, a little bit bigger than a nice big apple, kind of pop out the side of it, hit the ground, and it just explodes in this little, fire shower. He says, oh, but that was just a little one. And he shoves all these kind of back in your hand. If you happen to look inside there, Knox, you can see 2 large ones, more about the size of watermelons, sitting on either side of this giant sack. He says, I don't shake them big ones, son. You shake them a little and throw them. You don't want to do that here.
Okay.
You make a bigger explosion. Looking
I'll
down,
keep that in mind.
his eyes kind of widen a little bit at you, Alan. He says, that's okay. If you look down, you can see a couple little flames on your boot where this thing is. So he kind of whips his dick out and just pisses all over your leg. He says, I got that for you. Don't worry. You can thank me later.
Alan's just trying his best to keep his mouth shut at this point. Like, he's not very happy, but
So
Knox
Knox
people-
would tell to the chieftain, "Hey, I think he has some on his face. Make sure you get that."
Yes.
and Alan's gonna stand up and just immediately turn and kind of walk away, but he's gonna walk over towards Mortha, right?
Yeah.
Muerto.
Okay.
Morta.
Um,
And Morta, she's standing
And-
over there with blasted balls all over. She's kind of looking pissed, but she's sniffing and takes a little taste of one of the pieces.
but Alan's gonna ask Mortha, how is your wounds? You did get squished by a giant not too long ago. Are you doing okay?
That is true, Alan. I'm not looking too good. I'm low on health.
Well, I can see that. Other than the
Feeling like
bull
shit.
bits.
I'm feeling like shit right now. I need some rest and some healing before we can move on. Before I can move on.
It's not much to come up alongside you, Alan, when he hears Myrtha say that. He kind of looks over. He waves over this little old, weathered goblin poop, as they call him, because he doesn't have a name that he can say. And you see this little goblin hurry over on all fours. And he gets up, and jumps onto your leg, and just starts licking the hell out of your leg, Myrtha.
Morta looks down, and she's just kind of like, she's about to whack him off, about to smack him off of her, and then she stops and looks, and she's just like, it feels kind of good. Get that spot over there on the back.
You see this little goblin kind of stare back up at you, and you realize it's his mouth is kind of scarred over and healed. It wasn't his tongue that was licking you, but he quickly climbs around and starts, whipping something that's quite wet and slimy across you. Over to the side, the other goblins have kind of passed out on the ground, their bellies full. You can see that the night's getting a little bit kind of hazy. It's only maybe mid-afternoon, but you can see the clouds are starting to roll across this mountain range. All of you would kind of recognize it as the coming of an oncoming storm. It might be a bad one. It's hard to say at the moment, but you can definitely see these storm clouds coming in and the sun kind of getting covered up. So everything kind of gets that foggy, dreary sort of look to it. See, so it's not much it looks around and says, I guess my lady and I will retire early tonight. Anybody care to join us?
I think Knox said something about he wanted to join you.
Come on, I'm underage. You sick fuck.
Morta looks over, and she's kind of thinking about it, even though she's not going to speak up. She said, just picturing, she's just wondering what it would be like thinking, these goblins are weird. I like them.
Hey Morta, if you want to look, I'm sure the chieftain will be okay with that. Like, spectating is free.
Pucker lips like to voyeurism.
Pucker Lips likes more than just that. It's, from the looks of them.
Goblin kind of looks around and says, well, I've shared stories and you've shared stories. Do you care anything more from Snatamuncher before I retire? It looks like a bit of a storm. You're welcome to stay until morning if you would like, but we don't have any tents.
The direction of the horn sound, was it this direction? And Alan's going to point south, or what he believes is south.
Yep. Snatamuncher, yes, further down the mountainside. Come. He kind of takes your hand, it's not covered in all, and leads you over sort of like this little knoll a little bit, and it kind of clears out in front of you so you can kind of see down this mountainside. And he points way down. You're quite a ways up in the mountain still. He kind of points out, and you can see what looks to be this little black spot down on the valley floor below you. And he says, down there, the echoes from the hole. That's where the big boom was 4 days ago. That was not there before. And then the giants came. I think they came from there. And those nasty dwarves, disgusting things, all skinny and skanky and greasy beards and gray skin, uglier than an orc, I tell you. Uglier than a human. Sorry.
Actually, when he's sitting there talking about a dwarf and all that, actually, what am I? I'm not even sure what race I am.
I believe you're humanate.
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember now.
Yeah, I thought
didn't know.
Alan was an older human.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't have it written down now.
I completely forgot. And he's like, it's okay. Most humans are nasty anyways. Yeah, why don't you go on and retire? Have fun with your lady friend. And we'll take you up on your offer on staying, I think, because looks like Morta really needs it. Needs to rest.
He says, good. He says, I would put scouts and make a watch, but all of my scouts I already sent to investigate the hole. They did not return. Then the other ones disappeared. And Pocketlet, she was a good scout too, but she's dead. So we're just going to go to sleep. You keep watch, though. Kind of gives you a smack on the rump as he waddles away towards his tent, taking out one of his lady friend's arms, sucking on the fingers a little bit, and disappears into the flap. No pun intended.
I'm gonna walk over to Dio and be like, okay, I'm gonna try to rest for a couple hours. Wake me up, and then you can shut down. But do not let any goblin within 5 feet of me while I'm sleeping. Please.
Yeah.
What does Dio say to that?
Agreed, Master. Confirmed. Orders. And he goes into just a mode. He has to first get wound up, though. A panel in the top part of his back pops open, and there's like a wind up wheel there, and he just crouches down so that Alan can hopefully wind him up.
Yep. I was going to ask you about that when I wake up, but yeah, Alan will wind you up so that way you will be basically fully charged to take the night rest, or at least part of it.
Affirmative. Good night, all. And I go into protection mode.
Good night, Dio.
Good night, Knox. Bzzzt.
Good night.
Good night, Marta. Bzzzt.
So all of
Good
you,
night, Dio.
all of you get a nice, good group of rest. Even if you swap out shifts in the middle of the night or anything like that, the night does go, smoothly. More of the evening, so you guys wake up early and the sun still hasn't come up. Had a bit of a storm roll through. I'm not sure who has tents, but you're probably able to make like lean-tos or something. It wasn't, nowhere near as bad as what it was expecting it to be. It kind of moved around the mountainside. There's a couple more inches of snow on the ground, but otherwise it's pretty decent. So everybody heal your healing rate. And then you'll have all of your spells and abilities and whatever's daily stuff you have all comes back for a nice fresh day. Yeah. So as all of you are kind of getting around in the morning, you see most of these goblins are all still passed out on the ground. What's left of this bonfire has pretty much been burned down. Bits and pieces of this giant are still kind of scattered around the ground. For the most part, they gathered what they could up, but they still left quite a bit of it. You can see Snapmuncher stepping out of his tent. Bit of gore kind of covers the side of his face as he kind of wipes it a little bit and wipes the snot on his rag. Kind of steps forward, looking at you over. You're still here. Would you like to live with us? You can be my servants too.
I think we need to head south to that black dot that you showed me.
You're gonna go to the dot? Humans are stupider than I thought. You can't be going with him, are you, Knox? Surely you're smarter than that.
You see, it's
You might as well be a human. Don't know what I expected of you. At least leave your servant. He makes a fine riding beast. He curries over, clambering up the top of Dio and starting to smack him again with his stick.
I stay inert at the moment. I just seem to ignore it, and the lens spins around a bit.
I'll treat you Pucker Lips. And he pulls out what's left of Pucker Lips' leg.
Sadly, no, he's not for trade.
But you can ride Pucker Lips just as well. Kind of hops down. He kind of rides it like a little kid does a wooden pony head. Starts kind of galloping around. She rides just perfectly fine.
Well, if she rides just perfectly fine, why don't you just keep her and let me keep him?
Hey, who's the chieftain here, human? Are you a chieftain? I do not see a headdress upon your head like this.
Hey, can I try to can I try to steal his headdress?
Yeah, certainly.
Snack it from him. Would that be sneaking or something like that?
Just give me an agility challenge roll against his agility, which is an 11.
13.
So yeah, definitely. What do you do with it, or how do you get it? Have fun with it.
Yeah, I'll get behind him and just snatch it, run past him, behind Alan. I put it on my head and see. Look at me. I'm the chieftain now.
You cheated.
No, I didn't. Guys, did you see anyone cheating? I look at my companions.
Now that he's the chieftain, yeah, so we don't have to make that trade. So Dio stays with us, and you get to keep your lady friend.
Morta looks over. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, besides, you want to make love to her one more night. You know you do. You don't want to give her away just yet.
He stares longingly at his Pucker Lips leg. But you can't leave with the headdress. The chieftain must stay here, and rule over the goblins. And I don't think you're quite worthy enough yet, Knox. You might ride giants, but you can't rule over the goblins.
Well, I mean, can't
You're
I
leaving
have like
anyway.
a movable camp? Like, can't you go with us?
I think it might be best if they stayed here and not come with us.
Oh, Cannon Father. Okay, well, yeah, sure. You can have it back, but beware that one day I may return, and I may take it again.
Morta looks disappointed. She's just like, ah. She was excited that Nox took that headdress.
See Snapmuncher kind of hold his hand out impatiently, waiting for you to give him back his headdress.
I give it to him.
Ha! See, you are stupid as humans. Look at Snapmuncher trick you and take headdress back. Hurries up and puts it on and backs up, a good far distance away. Says, "You want to touch the headdress now?"
One day.
I think it's best if we move on at this point.
Are you saying the Snapmuncher tribe is bad company? That's very rude of you, human.
No.
We
but
tried to
the
give
sooner-
you food, we give you shelter, and I offer my pucker lips to you, and you say that
The
you
sooner
want
we
to
leave, the sooner we may get your people back here. Quicker for you to rule over.
Let them be
You
gone.
can-
Hurry up. We're not waiting our time here. Go get my friends.
And with that, like, I'm gonna put my hand on Dio and just kind of like lead him away to make sure that the goblin doesn't try to ride him back or something or steal him or.
A little tear drips down Snapmuncher's chin. He quickly wipes it away as you seem to be taking his ride. But he kisses Pucker Lips' leg and gallops away as he rides it back into his tent. I need my friends back, human. You better come back soon. Quickly zips his tent closed. All the other goblins still passed out on the ground, so leaving the four of you standing there in the middle of their encampment, deciding what to do next.
Bzzzt. That was very strange. What do you guys think of that? Bzzzt.
I think I need a shower. Probably 3 or 4 showers.
You hear this little grunt from the tent. I can help with that. One moment.
No. And Alan's just walking away at this point, just like, no.
Morta looks disappointed again. She's like, oh, come on.
So we want to head south, right? And
Correct. Yep.
Alan
Down the
was
mountainside.
kind of, well, no, he's kind of conferring with them, just like, yeah, he did say that we were going south, but he's not necessarily the leader of the group. Where we all have our own voice. So he's just like making sure that like, so we do want to head south. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Goblin Chieftain did point out down at the base of the mountain there is this black speck. And actually, I'm going to walk over there and see if I can see it any better during the day.
Give me a perception challenge roll. You can give yourself one boon as well, since it's a nice clear day now.
Awesome. Because I need that. Because I have... Oh, I hit the wrong button. 13.
21, you mean?
Oh, yeah, I was looking at what someone rolled before me.
Nonsense. Yeah, it kind of glared down. You can see it's a beautiful day out now. The sun's just cresting over the horizon, kind of glowing. Lights up that whole valley area. For the most part, the valley is just nothing but these huge pine trees and juniper and sapling trees kind of spread out across this whole valley. You can see a few tracks here and there. What used to be a town is down, and you can see the ruins of it in the far distance. But near the base of this mountainside, just up a little bit from where this ruins of this town is, you can definitely see that large black speck. It looks like a large hole. You can see all the area around it is kind of covered in this, what looks to be this grayish, grungy sort of cover. You get the idea that maybe it must have blown outward, and so all around it is what's the earth that kind of blew out and landed down around it. But it looks like a hole in the ground. If you had to guess, probably about 20, 30 yards in diameter.
Okay. Is it possible? I'm asking the group. Is it possible that is actually where the giants came from? Maybe they were locked underground somehow.
Definitely big
And they
enough.
come up. Yeah, maybe we should go check this out, guys.
All of you did some traveling, so you probably would know the main mountain path that you're following. It does lead down into the valley. It would lead through what used to be some sort of small town. It's been lost in the ages of what the name of this was. Through there, and then it would kind of lead into the more central area of this valley where this hole is. Anybody who wants to can give me a actually an intellect challenge roll with 1 bane.
I don't think I'm going to.
14.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Okay, so that's 14.
Both of you. All right. Both of you would know that down about where you see this hole in the ground, it used to be ruins of an old temple. Neither of you have been there before. You've probably heard about it in the books. You might have seen it when traveling the mountainside and looking down upon it and stuff. But there used to be some old temple ruins down there where this huge hole is now. From what you know of the story, way back during the original Giant Wars and the Giants Playground, that is where I forgot her name. The woman went down to go down into this and stop the giant war from way back when. What was her name? I don't know where my notes went for her.
I remember who you're talking about, and I remember the whole bit that happened, but I do not remember her name either.
I will find it in just a moment. Give it to you. But yeah, that's where they disappeared into this temple to stop the war. They never returned out of it. That's the rumor, anyway. That's pretty much been lost into the history books. So. What would you guys like to do?
About how far are we at this?
You probably got about a day's travel all the way down the mountainside, then to that area. You'd arrive there when it's getting dark, since it's wintertime, well, fall, so it gets dark a bit earlier.
I'm going to look over at Morta and see, how is she looking now that she's had a little bit of a rest? She's still looking pretty horrible, or is she looking a bit healthier now?
No, she's feeling better.
Okay.
She's got more than half of her energy, her health.
Okay. Then in that case, unless anyone else does anything or say anything, Alan's just gonna keep on trucking down, trying to clear the path for everyone, make it a little bit easier for them to walk. If there's like brush or stuff in the way, he'll try to push it back with his shields and just trying to make it a little bit easier for them.
All right. And I assume everybody else is headed on down the mountainside then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Morta gives a nod and starts skipping onward.
Good.
Dio sends out a little green laser, of course, for analyzing distances and stuff and target allocation.
Good portion of the morning goes by nice and smooth. You guys kind of make your way down. There's a few precarious areas covered up with a bit of ice and stuff. The further deeper you get into this, you start coming into the tall, towering pine trees and junipers and stuff. And this strange fog seems to kind of crawl across the ground. It's pretty common for the fog in this area, usually just a heavy, thick gray fog, but this has a much more noxious smell to it, almost like rotten eggs. It kind of carries this greenish tint to it, and it lays real low to the ground, real heavy. And as deeper and deeper you go down this mountainside, the thicker and thicker this fog starts to become. I need strength challenge rolls from all of you.
Okay.
Which kind of challenge rolls?
Strength.
Well, strength.
Any boons or bans?
Nope, just straight up.
All right. Wow. Really?
It's a 7 for Morta.
Natural 20.
Oh,
All right, so let's see. Nox failed. Alan failed. Martha failed. All right. All of you are sickened. So you're going to get a 1 bane on any attack or challenge rolls that you have until you get unsickened. So just make a note on your character sheet or wherever that you remember that. I will try to remember as well.
And Morgan, just curiosity, would this be an effect that could actually work on a clockwork? If I'd failed, even?
Actually, probably not in this case.
I mean, I might not know that. Sorry, I kind of meta game there a bit. But
Right. No, that's fine. Probably not in this case, but yeah, I'll keep that in mind because it might come up again. So yeah, all of you just kind of get deeper and deeper into this noxious. It smells worse than even poor Goblin Snot Muncher's camp did back there. It's just this horrendous reek that kind of invades your nostrils. Even when you try to breathe through your mouth, you can taste it. You try to breathe through your nose, and it just smells it. Causes your stomach to twist a little bit. You feel it tying into knots, giving you cramps. This heavy, just nauseousness overwhelms all 3 of you as you make your way deeper down into this.
Quick question, really quick. On the reference tab, I see that you have all the afflictions. Now,
Yes.
the one you don't have sickened, but does it actually work if I click poison and then try to make a roll? Does it?
No, it doesn't. Those are just to take notes. I never got around to that part either. But any one of those, they all do almost the same thing, technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works just like being
effects
poisoned.
can stack, so.
Yep.
For now, I'm just going to put poisoned because it's the same thing. And is it just for attacks?
Attacks and
challenge
challenge
rolls, or is it just?
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
When we get down to the base and we get into the fog, I'm actually going to look to our 2 stealthy characters and say, should we do what we did last time and kind of split up and you 2 scout ahead a little bit in stealthy, and me and DL will kind of attract whatever's down here, if there's something down here?
That's
I think
fine
that's a
with
good
me.
plan. Yeah.
That's okay with you, Nox?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Then if that's the case, I'll wait for about 15 seconds and let them kind of get ahead and then start moving forward.
Gotcha. In that case, Nox and Martha, you guys move forward a little bit. You can hear, maybe sense Alan and Dio behind you a little ways, because they're letting you kind of get ahead and scout a little bit. Kind of move to a little bit off this beaten path as you just creep down this little path down this mountainside. Up ahead, both of you can see this mound. It looks almost like there was an avalanche at one time or something. There's this huge mound that's kind of come down, hangs over part of a cliffside. And you see 2 hands sticking up out of the snow. Clearly, whatever it is covered in frost and stuff. It's dead, whatever it is. We can see these 4 grayish hands sticking up out of the snow. A few bits of ragged tatters of clothing kind of around the area.
Morta's gonna get closer to the clothing and take a look at it.
As you move in, you can see you're kind of walking along this little path, and it's against the cliffside wall on your right-hand side. It goes up a good 20, 30 feet. Ice and everything kind of hangs over the edge. Down, as you move up to where this mound is, you can see that there's actually a couple other hands and fingers sticking up out of the snow. If you kind of move a little bit of it, you see what looks to be this dwarf-like creature. Maybe 4 feet tall, really skinny and lanky, like the thing's been starved to death. You can see all of its bones. It doesn't have that normal, powerful build that dwarves have. It looks more like a real skinny, lanky, starved, dehydrated sort of dwarf. Its skin is this gray, stony, mottled sort of color. And its beard, its head is completely shaved, but its beard hangs down real long, all greasy and dreaded. You can see it wraps around its groin area up around its back, and it's kind of wore its beard as clothing almost. A few little tatters of leather and stuff like that are braided in with the beard, but it looks like its beard was its clothing, that it just started to wrap around itself as it continued to grow out. Move a little bit more, and there's 3 of these things total that have been frozen to death in the snow.
Morta's gonna call Knox over and say, Knox, come take a look at this.
Knox comes over and
So, have you ever seen a creature like this? Wearing its hair for its clothes?
I think some of the goblins might do that, but they don't use hair, they use uh, but no, I haven't seen this exact creature.
As you move a little bit more of the snow around, Max, and you get there, you can see all of them are male. Their eyes are very pale colored, kind of bulbous, almost frog-like. One of them has its mouth frozen open, has no teeth, and where the nose would be is almost just kind of like just 2 little nostril holes. There's not really a full-featured nose on its face.
Does me and Dio catch up with them at this point?
Probably after a few moments, yeah.
If I catch up there to them, I'm gonna ask, do you think maybe these were the dwarves that the goblin was talking about before? They don't look much like dwarves to me, but he did say they were sickly and gray looking.
They match the description of what he said.
Is there any sort of weapons or items or anything attached to him besides the beard that I could see?
Will you be digging around for more of them?
Yeah.
To see. You dig down, you can see a couple of them have what looks to be like an old dagger, but it's made out of bone, kind of wrapped in what looks to be beard hair, wrapped around it for the hilt. But none of them really carry anything more than just a couple little sharpened bone blades and their beards as clothing. You can notice that they're all covered in thick scarring across their backs.
Slaves.
Possibly. But I'm not sure. Unless it looks kind of obvious on how they died, I think we should kind of keep on moving.
Yeah, you don't see any like blood, like damage. They're not like attacked or gouged or cut or anything like that.
They just froze to death.
You guys got sick, right?
What? Yeah, I was gonna ask, like,
Yeah.
out of
How did you get sick?
character, that fog kind of, there's a really nasty smell to it, and he asks the question, "Can you not smell that?" And then looks at Dio and like completely forgets that he's a robot or clockwork, and just like, never mind. And
Yep.
just kind of turns away.
Bzzzt.
But there's not like a simple solution on getting rid of sickness, unless you like cast a spell or something along
rest.
those lines, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alan is going to actually pull out something kind of like a snot rag that he has, or a tissue, not necessarily a tissue, but just an old rag that he's carries around, and just is holding it over his mouth to help try to keep out some of the sickness or the stench from the fog, which, yeah, he knows it's not going to help him get over what he has now, but still
make him
smelling
feel
it is kind of
better.
making him sicker kind of deal. Actually, how low is the fog?
About knee high. You notice
Okay.
if you kind of glance, it's been getting a little bit heavier and heavier the further down the mountainside that you go.
We may
When
not be
you
able to reach.
Yeah, when you left in the morning, you didn't see the green fog around the area, but
Might be possible that we might not reach the crater or wherever the heck that we're going. But who knows? This may lift in a little bit. Should we keep on going?
Affirmative.
says the one who's uninfected by it.
Yeah. And with that, Alan's going to keep on trucking on.
All right, so you guys go, another hour or so down this mountain pass. You pass one more of these dwarves that is on the side of the path, a little bit covered in snow again. Looks exactly the same, just this old wooden bone dagger wrapped in beard hair, and then the beast itself is kind of wrapped in its own fur, or its own hairs for clothing. Go a good hour and a half, and all of you stop for a moment. You can hear in the distance this loud thumping sound, just over and over, this bam, bam, and it echoes up through this valley or this mountain pass that you're in. You can see the pass you're on goes up about 100 yards or so, and then it kind of drops down around the corner, so you can't quite see what's down there, but it's definitely echoing up from that area. And then it kind of goes silent for a few moments, and then you hear this loud grunt sort of sound and some sort of strange language being spoken, really deep and guttural, and then laughter, almost like a female's laughter, but still really hoarse, echo behind it, and then more pounding and pounding.
I'm going to point to Nox and Morta and point to any kind of cover that I see, like if there's a tree line or anything for them to get into cover, and basically like tell them to get in cover. Now, whether they do it or not, that's a whole different story, but he's going to try to get them into cover, knowing that they're the stealth group.
So the pass you're on is kind of like when you see in the movies, this pass that kind of goes along, and then it kind of takes that really sharp turn, it goes down a little bit, and a sharp turn, it goes down. It's kind of snaking its way down the whole mountainside. To your right, as you guys are walking, is the cliffside edge, and it goes up about 30 feet above you, where the icicles and stuff kind of hangs over. And it would go down and then turn and come around. If you go to the left, it's just a really sharp drop off, some trees here and there. You can't quite see what's on the other side of the tree line, but there's a tree line there if you wanted to climb down in that area.
I'm going to ask them, actually, do you guys want to try to do that? Do you think you're able to? Or do you think you should just follow along the main path with me and Dio?
I'm sure I can handle that.
Yeah, I see no problem. I see no problem with that, Alan.
Okay. Well, we're going to kind of continue down the main path. If you see anything that basically, if we shouldn't continue on ahead, try to signal us. I'll try to keep you in eyesight as long as possible. Can any of you two whistle like an owl or make noise like an owl?
Yes, Walker, I can.
Sure.
Okay, then that will be our signal to not proceed, I guess. Then with that, Alan is going to keep on walking down the trail, hopefully with Dio following.
Got about 150
And
yards or so before it starts to go back around. So you got to, it's a pretty clear sight from where the others would be dropping down the side too. So you should be able to hear or see, if not hear them for sure.
Awesome.
In that case, Murto and Nox, if you guys want to kind of scale down the side, it would be on your left-hand side. Pretty steep, but it's not too horrible. But it would be agility challenge roll with one Bane, unless you have something to somehow help you climb down.
One Bane aside from the sickened?
Yep, so it'd actually be two Banes.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything for climbing.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I got 11.
All right.
Well, I got a 16.
Nice. So yeah, it's a little slippery going for you, Myrta. You see Nox kind of skitter down these, goblin agility seems to be quite a bit more than your dead female, whatever you are. But he kind of skips ahead, stepping on all these little nooks and crags, a couple of icicles, and skips down to the bottom area. It's about 30 feet below. Takes you a little bit longer to get down there, Myrta. You're able to drop down, though, a few moments later. You can see Alan and Dio up above you, moving down this path, slowly keeping an eye as they kind of glance back. As the two of you come to rest at this bottom of this little ravine, you can see the ground flattens out a little bit, and it goes into this tree line. And you can hear that heavy thumping, pounding sound coming from just on the other side of the tree line. Can't quite see through there. I mean, it's pretty thick pine trees and stuff and foliage, but you can definitely hear it's maybe 30, 40 feet on the other side of this tree line that's in front of you. You can hear some more laughter, and it sounds like two people talking back and forth, this deep, rumbling voice.
Morta's gonna look at Dio and point towards the voice and just make a face like that's where we need to go. That's where it's coming from.
Whatever you guys want to do from there.
Unless I hear otherwise, I'm gonna keep on walking. But once we go around the bend, kind of deal. Unless I don't see like what you're describing, like I'm trying to remember or not remember. It's when we go around the bend. Are we on the other side of the forest line? That
Yep, it would start to wrap around the other side. Yep.
okay. So yeah, I guess I have to kind of wait until I see what's happening around that bend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna keep on going unless I hear something from them.
All right. So, Max and Martha, you guys doing anything? Or everybody just standing at each other waiting to see who shows up first?
Morta's gonna ask. Can we tell how far away?
Yeah, it sounds, I mean, the tree line is maybe 10, 15 feet in front of you, and it sounds like it's on the other side of this, maybe 30, 40 yards away. You just can't see it because of this tree line that's in front of you and the foliage and brush and, heavy snow dunes and stuff. We can definitely hear it. Doesn't sound very far away at all.
Well, Morta's gonna look at Nox, and she's gonna cover her mouth and close her eyes. And she's gonna give it a ooh, ooh.
You guys hear this owl echo in the distance.
Does it actually sound like an owl, or is it? Do I know? This, or, like,
You can hear it attempted to sound like an owl.
okay. Then I'm gonna kind of immediately stop. And I guess where am I at this point? Have I crossed the bend, or can I still see them?
Nope, you can still see them. You were like maybe 40, 50 yards ahead of them. So, I mean, you got a little ways to go yet before you come around.
Okay.
You just climb down the side and you kind of move forward.
I'm gonna stop and kind of look back at them, and if they don't signal anything, I'm just gonna be like, "What?" Like hold up my hands, like, "What's going on?"
We didn't hear the conversation in that guttural voice.
It's in a language you don't recognize. You can hear them talking in between laughter and pounding and grunting.
Yeah, it sounds very loud.
Yeah. Shall we go up closer? Bzzzt.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't know why they're calling.
So you two kind of shrug. You can continue up ahead, start to come around this little corner bend a little bit. Next, Muerto, you guys are at this tree line. What do you do? Well,
Make googly eyes at each other, I'm guessing.
both of you give me an agility challenge roll with 1 bane.
Is it like stealth or something?
Nope.
Okay. Wait, so since we are sickened, so that's 2 Banes again, right?
Correct. Yep.
I got 0.
I got a 4.
So as both of you stand at the edge of this tree line, you can hear this thumping, this laughter, a little bit, this guttural sort of sound. See Myrto make this little owl sound. You can see Dio and Alan up the distance kind of look back, and then they continue to start to round this bend. As the two of you look back at each other and try to decide if you want to go through this tree line or listen a little bit louder, you can hear this loud crash, and it sounds almost like a building caving in. And all around you, you see this the tree line kind of shake a little bit, and these large boulders start raining down.
Man, all that
Oops.
just to kill an owl. They must really not like owls.
Ouch. Both of you take 11 damage.
Ooh.
You see these, what looks to be cobblestones and chimney stones. You see a couple larger flattened rocks like they would have made a roof out of, whatever. Just comes raining down around you. These big thuds in the snow. The whole ground shakes a little bit. And you can feel the snow give way a little bit underneath you. And you hear more laughter on the other side of this tree line. Just up ahead, as you come around the corner, Alan, Dio, you can see what looks to be this huge pile of rubble just get hurled into the distance. You can hear the sound of something crashing. As you come around, maybe 200 yards or so in front of you, the plateau kind of flattens out a little bit. You can see what's left of this little stone cottage. There's a large giant there. It looks a bit bigger than the ones you've seen so far, along with a second one. One has what's left of a tree that's ripped out of the ground, and it's just bashing the side of this building. As it kind of comes around, it hits the top of it. You see the whole top of this building just explode off where it comes down and rains down upon where Nox and Myrto are. You see them kind of laugh at each other a little bit. Inside, you can hear the screaming of people. What do you guys do?
Ooh.
I'm going to look to Dio and say, I'm going to charge in. I want you, well, not I want, but use your best judgment. But I think it might be best for you to just stay back at range and take pot shots the best you can. I'm going to try to keep them from throwing any more rocks at our friends. And it sounds like there's people in that house as well.
Right. Roger. Plus also, I have a spell. I got a spell at level 6 called Bolt Thrower. Mm-hmm. It creates a little turret.
Yep.
How close do I have to be? It doesn't tell me the range these bolts have. It'd be a mechanical device that I built and I put down and cast a spell. Like I put the energy of the technomancy energy into it. And it cackles with eldritch fires and such. And it energizes this turret. It spins around, swivels up, and it's basically like one of those kind of Star Wars turrets with a little energy weapon on the top. Emits bolts.
It has long range, which they would be in long range from where you're at, so it would be able to reach them.
So I'm gonna plunk it down.
If he drops it, if he drops it down here, can I like pick it up and move it up?
No.
A little bit.
If you would pick it up, it dismisses it.
Oh, okay. That's a bummer. Okay.
But from where you're at, if you did drop one now, then you would be within range. But first, let's see if these things see you.
Roger, because, I'd like to drop this turret and then move to the right or left away from it, so if they attack the turret, we can buy us some time and continue to attack it. So I tell that Master Allen, I say, move from the turret, I'll place it and distract them.
So as you guys come around, you can see these things are, really caught up in what they're doing, and they just bash the side of this building once, second time. A few more chimney cobblestones go flying through the air, kind of, and they're swinging it, around. So when they hit it, all the stones are going off into the tree line where poor Myrto and Nox are. Neither, I'm sure you both have agility higher than 6, so neither one has noticed you at the moment. It's going to take 2 move actions for you to reach them, though.
Okay.
But first, Nox, Myrto, what do you guys do?
First of all, probably move away from this tree line. Like, is there any other hiding spot or? Can we like move up without being?
You can move up through the tree line, or around the side, or down the mountain, passing all the way around if you wanted to. It's the tree line's kind of, you're on one side of the tree line and they're on the other. It's just that they're hitting this way towards you as they club into this building. So it's just sending the shrapnel your way.
Mhm.
So you can move like left or right, kind of deal, just to get out of the area that you're in.
Yeah, probably. So like, yeah, I'll move to the right and just just like get out of the trying to find cover, like lay on the ground or something.
Okay. And Muerto, how about you?
Morta, she's gonna head in the same direction as Nox. And you said it'd be 2 turns before I could get to them.
You're on the other side of the tree line. You could, yeah, either way, it's still, unless you're going off and away around, it would take longer. But if you're going straight through the tree line, you could get to them in 2 turns.
Okay, so following Nox, if Nox, if we go around, take more like 4 turns, I guess, right, or 3.
3, yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, which I'm cool with too. Like, I don't mind taking a couple of shots from these giants as long as you can get the drop on them and hopefully like instant kill one. That'd be so great.
Um,
See Nox, the giant rider, instant kill.
See these giants kind of roar up again. This one with a huge tree smashes into the side of the building. You hear the screams of people inside. This larger one is a male giant. Seems to just be clubbing this building. The other one stands back a little bit. Looks like maybe his lady friend or something. That's a female one. And she just kind of stands back watching. Reaches into this little pouch that hangs off of her and pulls out what looks to be part of a goblin and pops it into her mouth, kind of chewing on it like candy as she watches this other one just pound into this building. I say we go ahead and just go initiative from there. They haven't noticed you yet, though, so you guys are up first. Doesn't matter if you go fast or slow because they don't get anything this turn. So,
Yeah, I'll be taking slow. So anyone that wants to go first, go or do it fast.
well, if I go fast, can I also choose to go berserk since I took damage from the boulder?
yeah, that would basically just be a free, enter that whenever you want sort of thing. So, yeah.
Okay. So Morta's gonna move fast.
Go berserk.
And Nox is gonna take it slow.
Going slow. All right. So, Morta, are you just rushing through the tree line towards that direction then?
Well, I thought we were already going around.
Well, that's up to you. I mean, you can charge right on through, or you can start to go around it. I just wasn't sure which way you wanted to go, just so I had it marked down.
Well, I was gonna stay with Nox
Okay.
originally.
All right, gotcha. So that leaves you, Dio. What would you like to do?
Well, you see Deal knelt down and he puts this weird contraption on the ground and quickly pulls these support legs off it, and he reaches down and he activates a device and he pulls a tube from his shoulder, from his chest, out from it, and plugs it in and disconnects it, and the whole thing fires up, jumps up, and there's this turret assembly on the top that spins around and has a little green laser acquisition mechanism that seeks out one of the giants, and the thing immediately starts to fire pulses of eldritch energy at it. Doof, 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 just starts firing. And then he stands up and moves quickly, motioning at Master Allen. He motions to the left. Quickly move. Hopefully they don't spot us, and we'll get behind cover, but we're just going to try flank them and let the bolt thrower fire. So he has to make an intelligence attack roll against the target. The target's defense, right?
Yep. Defense is 16.
Okay. Hold on. Now I don't get any perks on this, do I? Like being a fighter, when I attack with my weapons, I get a bonus. In this
No,
case,
in this case, you don't, because it's not actually your weapon or anything. It pretty much acts on its own. It just uses your.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. And I don't have any banes at the moment.
Nope.
As far as I know, right? Okay. But I didn't roll well, so the bolt fires wide, probably misses poof, off in the distance, and maybe you didn't even notice me and Alan moving to the left.
Nice. All right, and let's see, Alan, Dio, Murta, all you guys are just moving towards this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And could I fire my rifle?
In this case, no, because casting the spell was your action, and then you moved as your slash action.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a move action, and then for my action, do a rush action
Okay.
to move even further.
You would be able to move right up to him with that if you would like to.
At first, the building's in between us and the giants, right?
Correct. Yep.
I think at first, if they haven't noticed us yet, I'm just gonna move up to this side of the building, and then next turn pop out and around from the building.
Gotcha.
Hopefully, the bolt thrower is doing its job and distracting them enough.
Well, let's find out. I'll give him a bane for that. Raboons, none. Bane. This would be against whatever your agility is for them to see you. All right, so I'm assuming that Dio and Alan, both of your agility is probably 16 or lower, right?
Correct.
All right. So yeah, just as you kind of rush up, you can see this turret goes off and it just blasts this dirt off right where you're running past Alan. Both giants kind of swing their head around just as you duck behind this building. And you see this explosion of snow and dirt kind of go off. And you hear this, and you see this larger, huge giant kind of start stomping around the side of this building towards where you're at. It says, come out, little man. Would you like to play?
Is he saying that in common now?
Yes. Yep. And then you hear the laughter of this female giant. She kind of comes around on the other side. So there's one on either side of the building coming around towards you. Says, I know you're back there. It's time to play. And he swings down, smashing the side of this building once more with his log. You hear the screams inside. If you kind of glance up, Alan, you can see through this little blasted out window 4 orcs inside this building, 2 females, 2 males. And they hold what looks to be a little bundle. One of the females does in her arms. They look not like warriors or anything. They look more like farming or, like more primitive style orcs. And they kind of lock eyes with you for a moment, but you can see the panic and, just stricken on their faces. And that would be the end of the round. They know you were there now, though. So who would like to go fast? They do not know about Morta or Nox, though. You guys are about 2 moves away at the moment.
Okay.
I can go fast.
Dio's fast.
For us, they're right on top of us, right?
Right on top of you, yeah.
Okay, so then I will take it fast as well.
Gotcha. Nox and Morta?
My question would be, do I, can I, because I have a needle gun, blowgun or whatever, would I be in range already, or do I need to move up a little
You got
bit?
the tree line in the way. You'd have to take it slow to move up, and then you would be in range, yes.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I would do then.
Okay. Alrighty. And Morta, same thing. You got the tree line there, so you're just kind of coming around the bend at the moment.
Okay, I got a +2 speed also since I'm berserk.
Okay. And so if you wanted, you could either go fast and take the rush action and reach them, or you could go slow. Well, that wouldn't matter in that case. You would be able to reach them with a melee attack this round, regardless, but you could rush as a...
To get really close.
Yeah. That way you'd break there for the next time around.
Yeah, Morta will she'll do that.
Basically just break into a rush across the... All right. So yeah, as you kind of come around the bend, you can see Alan, one huge giant on either side coming around the building, pretty much just flanking him, sandwiching him in the middle. And then this huge turret thing that kind of crops up in front of you as Dio steps to the side. So in that case, I'm just assuming you're rushing in then, Mortis. So you would be right on top of them as they come in. So yeah, as you kind of come into them, you can kind of go back to back almost with Alan, but that would be your action basically. So Dio and Alan, you guys still have your fast action. What would you like to do?
Is this when my turret would fire again?
Nope, it goes off at the very end of the round.
Okay. I will fire. I'm still a little ways away. I was pretty close with Master Walker, but I'm going to fire my firearm, my rifle, before moving into close combat.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and do that?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, so I get a boon because I'm a warrior, and I'm trying to think real quick if I had another one, but I think it's just the one right now. Oh no, I did a spellbound.
Use a spellbound, yeah. Well, that's on your mace. Though.
On my mace, yeah. Okay.
If you wanted to attack and move, you'd have to go slow though, if that was what your intention. Otherwise, you'd just be able to make your move action this turn.
No, I was going to shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that. Sorry.
Okay.
And I rolled a 6, and I probably missed this walking barn. Bzzzt, my green laser's shorting out. Bzzzt, bzzzt. I have to get wound up soon, maybe.
You can see just beside where this huge giant male giant is, the cobblestones explode apart where your rifle hits into it. He looks over a little bit and lets out a little bit of a chuckle, kind of looking at you in the distance, his head swinging down as he stomps around the corner, looking down at you, Alan. You see Morta coming up beside you, and then on the other side of this building, this other female giant. She kind of reaches down behind her back, and when she comes back around, she just has this huge boulder that looks like it's been strapped to the end of a stick. What do you do?
I would like to. I'm actually going to shout out at both of them, like saying, "Look here!" And then I'm going to try to hit both of them, both of the giants, with both of my shields.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to try to whack the male giant first, just to help.
What do you call this giant? You can give him a name so we can keep him separated. What's the one distinguishing feature he has?
I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a lame cop out here, but I'm just going to say Scar, and he actually has a scar running down on his left eye, like up in his forehead, going down and across his eye, not damaging his eye, just going like all the way down kind of deal. Like, and it's a massive scar. It's not like a paper cut kind of thing. Something hit him that we don't know. Maybe he got into a fight with another giant that just whacked him across the face with something sharp. Maybe it was his wife or lady friend.
It very well could have been.
She was holding a kitchen knife, and he saw that he was looking at another lady giant, and she didn't like that and just cut him across the face.
That'll teach him.
So he has this massive scar there.
All right. Defense on these guys are 16, so.
Oh, yes. 22.
Okay.
And that is 5 above. Yeah, that is 5 above, so I get something. What do I get again?
Plus 1d6 damage, I believe.
Yep. And then, so I get 2d6. And then I'm going to do the combat expertise to make an additional attack so I don't get the third d6.
Don't forget your Banes from being sickened. Not that I'm really...
Yeah, I get 1 for being a fighter or warrior, so it cancels out, so I don't have any. So 8 points of damage on Scar.
Yep. And the other one?
And then I will make the second attack. You want me to come up with a name for her too?
Not right now.
Okay. But I do get 2 Banes because I did hit with the shield. 15,
Nope.
Sadly, is not enough. But I'm hoping it's more or less of me trying to get their attention to focus on me instead of the others.
Right, no. So yeah, the first one, he kind of sliced into his shin area pretty deep with your shield kind of bashes into it. As you kind of swing around to hit his lady friend, this other female giant, and you smash into her. It's just like hitting the solid wall of blubber. It just kind of sinks in a little bit, and you just get thrown back a few feet, not doing absolutely anything. She lets out this little bit of a laugh. You can see she lifts this cudgel that she has up, this kind of homemade cudgel, and just slams it down. And this one is on you, Alan.
Oh God. Yep, that's a bit of a tickle. You put the space in the wrong spot.
Only 3.
Hey.
So yeah, it just comes crashing down, just barely, maybe kind of glancing off your shield, grazing your arm. Then you hear the grunt of this other one that's right behind you.
Yeah, these guys know how to hit. Goodness.
10 damage on that second one. You know, he kind of glanced back from this first one. It's almost like he was just kind of pushing you into this one behind you, and you can feel this heavy slam as this tree, most of what's left of a tree trunk, just smashes into your shield on your left, pinning you up and just crushing you against the side of this wall of this building. You can hear the screams inside of these orcs, and as you kind of glance, as you're pressed up against this thing, as he kind of pulls away this tree that he has as for a club, you see these orcs running out the back side of this building like they're trying to escape.
I will actually use my trigger action as well to heal.
And that was both of them. Yep, go for that. And Nox, you are up. You can see all of this as it starts to unfold.
Okay. I would then move up a little closer to the Scar Giant. Or no, yeah. And I would use my blowgun to shoot at him.
All right.
And I would use that +1 boon thing to cancel out the poison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can your assassinate ability come into effect with a ranged attack? I don't know.
I looked
It
that
doesn't
up.
specify anything. It just says when a surprised creature or a creature from which you are hidden takes damage from your attack,
Okay, so yeah.
it must make a strength challenge roll. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and see if you hit. You're going to get 1 boon as well, another one for being surprised because they don't know you're there.
Okay.
Putting all my faith in you. Come on, Nox.
And is this against Scar or the female giant?
Wait, so everyone's beating down Scar right now, right?
That's who's been hit so far, yes.
Well, then I would attack the female one.
Okay. All right, and that's a hit, plus it's 5 over, so whatever that might do. But go ahead and do damage first, and then I will make the save.
He gets an extra turn.
Yep. And I believe, yeah.
And I get 2 attacks around too, I think.
Wait, I forgot. Do we add?
The modifier, no, you do not. Just a straight damage. Ouch. All right, let's see if I do the save. So it has to be a 10 or higher. 13. So no, can't assassinate it, but you're going to take a huge chunk of damage out of it. Plus you have another turn, which it'd be the end of the round now. So, I mean, you might as well pick your next turn now.
Okay, so can I shoot it again? Is there another chance for assassination? Probably not, right?
Yeah, in this case, yeah, because it's not the end of the round. So,
Oh,
I mean, they know you're there, but not mechanically by the rules, not yet. So, yep.
Well, and technically, he still has this triggered action, so he could have used this triggered action to hide, technically, and then do the surprise
Do the
attack
same thing.
again.
Oh, okay.
If you want to kind of skirt around the rules that way.
But yep, go for it again. See if you look out.
Carlos, this turn, you just moved, right? Like, that's all you did?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's right up back to back with you. That one will be a miss, though.
How many minutes has passed though? In
Like
the
6
past 4
seconds.
rounds.
You mean for your
In the past 4 rounds, yeah, since I went berserk.
6:12? Not even 1 minute yet. It's 6 second rounds, so like
Okay.
your minute thing's gonna last way on through. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
And a round technically is from the start of all of our turns to the end, and the monster's turn, not like each person is around, right?
Yep, correct. And this would be the end of the round now, so your turret goes off if you want to make your tech roll on this thing. Just let me know which one you're attacking, the male or the female, Scar or
The one that's
Blubber
most
butt?
hurt, I want to try take one out. Which one appears to be more hurt?
Blubber butt does, the female.
Right. Okay. And I have one, no Banes, nothing. Okay. I roll a 3. Oh my.
You're rolling great. And that's the end of the round. You can see this huge giant kind of step back and just slams its foot into the ground. The whole ground quakes a little bit. You can see snow drift down around from behind you. You can hear a rumbling in the distance. End of the round. Who would like to go fast? Taylor, gotcha.
Me.
Morta will go fast as well.
Gotcha. Dio Nux.
Slow.
Slow on Dio. And Nux.
Knox went AFK, but
Oh,
I'm gonna assume that he's gonna go slow because he's still far away,
yeah.
and we know him. He wants to climb up on one of these giants, so I'm just gonna assume that he's gonna go slow so he can move up.
All right. Actually, yeah, why don't we all take like a quick 5-minute break right here, and then we'll finish off this battle. That way you don't miss
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
Just waiting on Darren and Carlos.
Sorry for going AFK so suddenly because I had to go because my finger kind of hurts, so I had to fix it real fast. Like
Nope.
fix it up kind of.
No worries. I figured
like-
it was time to take a break anyway.
I have wireless headphones, so I like heard everything. And you guys know me so well, I would have gone slow.
Yeah, we're
I only
keeping on
realized my mistake of not. So now, since I shot two darts at her, she knows that I'm there, right? Or both of them know. Can I like re-hide? No,
You can. You could try to rehide. They would have bonuses to spot you though, because they know you're there somewhere. But you can attempt to, yes. But it counts as an action to try and hide. So it's which way you want to go.
Well,
Do you want to waste the action to try and hide, or
he has his triggered action, or actually, let me rephrase. He has quick reflexes, so he can use his triggered action to try to hide.
Mhm.
So that is something that he could do, being an assassin. But like Morgan said, they may have bonuses and shit. So
Yeah.
that's up to you.
it's just up to you if you want to try.
Well,
to-
I have bonuses to stealth. So.
I kind of figured that you were going to take a slow action and move forward and try to climb one of these giants because, that's just
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah.
do. So
That's what you do.
well, and he'd done this on purpose. There's a building there. So you can climb the building first and then jump on them. So
Yeah. I was just gonna ask. She, the female giant is right next to the building, right?
Yep, that they both are actually, but yeah.
and what would be really cool, you jump on one, kill it, and then as it starts to fall, you jump off of that one onto the other one, kill that one, and then have that one fall.
If that works, it's gonna be the greatest moment in my role-playing career. One of the
But-
greatest moments. Like,
Morta has to be
Top
under both
five.
of them when they
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
yeah. No, it has to be like a domino effect, right? So one giant falls down, the other one falls down, and then he falls down on Morta.
Either way, one of the giants has to fall down on Morta.
It's just the way it
Just
goes.
because.
Agreed. Yes. Totally.
And then we all try to pull her out.
Are you back yet, Carlos? You're muted, so I'm not sure if you're back yet.
Oh look, Coffee Beam is now live. Thank you, YouTube, for telling me. Oh, what was it? I was actually playing Guild Wars 2 the other day, and I saw a character. His name was Coffee Bean. I was thinking about messaging him, saying, "Hey, is this Morgan?" But it's like, nah, it's not Morgan. He's not playing Guild Wars 2.
No.
Man, I played so much Guild Wars 2 back in the day. I had like
Yeah.
over 1,000 hours in the game.
Oh wow!
I had
I
a
took
legendary.
a 3-year-long break.
Yeah, I'm on my break, but my friend recently messaged me that there's the new update coming out, like the new expansion, and I'm like,
Yep.
I might go for that.
You should, because we get mounts now,
Yeah, I mean that was
and the
like,
mounts look really cool too.
I've never even played it to know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but I've never played it to be familiar with it.
You should play it. I personally like Guild Wars 2 versus a lot of the MMOs out there, mainly because of the mechanics of it. Instead of you just standing there and swing and then they attack you, it's more movement, and you move around.
yeah, there's a
and
lot
do
more
really
action
cool
to
shit.
the whole fighting. Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of rolling
It-
and dodging.
to me, it's the better version of the MMOs, and also you don't have the same questing style as well. It's like go out and kill 10 pigs and then deliver this letter to this guy and
Yes.
then this guy and then this guy. It's not that stupid shit anymore. So you literally, when you start the game, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can explore, you could go do crafting, and you still gain experience for doing all this shit. So you don't actually have to do any of the quests to get to level 80. You can do a numerous of different things,
Yeah, that's what.
which is awesome.
Or you can just like do PvP the whole.
Yeah.
There's like inter-server PvP battles that are like hundreds of players taking down castles.
Oh yeah, it
Very
is.
cool.
What
So
game is
great.
it?
Guild
Guild
Wars
Wars
2.
2.
And welcome back, Carlos.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Alrighty, looks like we're all set. So I have Alan and Mortar going fast, Dio and Nox going slow. I'll get Scar in there. Then get the Blibber in there. And you see Scar just kind of stomp forward. He kind of looks up at this other female giant across the way. And you can see his legs kind of tense up a little bit and his chest puff out a little bit. But first, Alan Morta, you are up.
Since Carlos is eating, I guess I'll go ahead and go first. Let him eat a little bit more of what looks like ramen, which I'm a little jealous because I love ramen.
Good old ramen.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing again and try to attack both of them, and I'm gonna be like yelling at them and saying, "Come on, try to hit me. You thought you'd hurt me last time? I barely felt that. Come on." Still getting no extra boons, so this first attack is 21.
That'll be a
That's
hit.
gonna.
And it's 5 above, too. So
Yep. So it's gonna take 9 points of damage.
got it.
And then I'm going to try to smack the female this time. And I get 2 extra boons. 29. Wow,
Nice.
That's really, really over. So she will get only 6 points of damage, sadly, as not enough. But like I said, still like screaming at them, and I'm kind of aiming for their big toe. Like that's the location I'm going for in both of them. Just every time I attack them, just smacking this big toe, trying to make it black and blue and piss them off, just so they'll try to hit me.
Focus on you. And you can see both of them kind of jump back a little bit, and their toes bit of bloody. The toenails kind of split open. Morta, you are up first. You're next. Both of them are within melee range. You can see this huge giant kind of reaching forward, like he's getting ready to grab a hold of the blubber butt, his lady friend. But what do you do? You're muted.
Morta's gonna head. I'm gonna head towards Blubberbutt. Now, if Morta wants to lunge and try to smack her with the warhammer, but now how high could she actually get doing that?
You'll be up about kneecap area. These things are about 20 feet tall, about.
Okay, so she's gonna come across and try to shatter one of Blubberbutt's knees and take her down.
Alrighty.
So I'm rolling. I'm going to use trickery, rogue cunning, and backstab.
Okay.
And also, my berserk ability will cancel out the sickened bane. So that gives me 2 boons. So that will be a 20 on the die plus 8, so 28.
Yep. And that's on the female. So damage, I don't know if you have anything that comes into play with 20 or over, but
I do. Oh, 20 or over, I do.
20 with-
Oh yeah.
That'll give me one for damage.
Is
1d6
it rogues or
for
assassins that get that ability?
He should get the same
2.
rogue thing that I do.
I get 2, so I get 3. Wait, berserk.
you got
3d6.
berserk, the trickery, backstab, plus it's going to be 5d6.
Yep. So
And he gets another turn.
Yeah. Well, he gets an action.
were you counting the 2d6 for the warhammer?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
like a lot.
That's 12, 15, 21.
Damn.
Ouch.
21 damage to the straight to the kneecap.
All right, and you got another turn that you can take, or now, or go slow. What do you want to do? Take it now or save it?
Morta will take it now.
All right,
Well, she's still berserk.
go for it.
So Morta's gonna come swing back around and hit the same knee in the other direction and try to pretty much destroy the fucking giant's leg. So that will be 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yep, that'll be a hit.
Yeah, sadly, you don't get another extra turn once per round because that would be just gross.
In the other
So-
place, I believe, are only on the one attack, so you'd only be your normal 2d6 on this one, plus 1d6 for your berserk. 3d6.
Okay. Yeah, because they're once per round. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, shit. So that is 12, 14.
Got it. So as your hammer just plows into her knee, you can hear her let out a bit of a yip. These big black and blue marks almost appearing instantaneously there. You can hear a crack as her knee splits a little bit. She's still up, but she just kind of reaches down a little bit. You can see her knee buckles a little. Just above you, you see this scar reach out, grab a hold of her forearm, almost, as they kind of grab like this. He lifts his leg up, and then the two of them just almost like they're doing a do-si-do, just pile around in a circle, and they kind of swing each other around. I need agility challenge rolls with 2 Banes from Morta and Alan.
Is that plus the Bane that we got from Sicken?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh,
I got a 14. Luckily.
Okay.
ooh, I got a 0.
I'm sorry.
So you're going to take 4 damage. You will take half, Alan. So 11 damage on Morta, and you fall
Ooh.
prone. Alan, you're still up, but you're going to take 5.
That takes Morta to
Okay.
-1.
And with that, as they kind of swing each other around, both of them see Morta go down. You can see their eyes lock on you, Alan, and both of them bring their heavy tree trunk in on one hand and this cudgel in on the other. So this attack is on Alan. This one is on Alan.
Oh, I got a phone call. Hold on. Shit.
So 15's going to miss, but the 28 will hit. 11.
Off to the side, you can hear a bunch of this yelling going off. Is this one just kind of slams into your shield, and the other one smacks into your back, Alan? If you kind of glance over just through this window on the other side, you can see those orcs disappear around the corner. And then you hear this thud as this large rock kind of lands a few feet away. And you can hear him yelling again. And then this another rock just kind of flies through the air and it smacks this giant scar right in the back of his head. And that puts Dio and Nox. You guys are up.
All right, Dio's. I'm picturing that I'm probably about 50 meters away still. Or
Yep. Actually,
Now
from where you're at, as well as you, Nox, you can see these orcs have kind of went around the side of the building. They have what looks to be this giant, it almost looks like perhaps giant underwear or a giant thong or something that they've strung between 2 sapling trees, and they're filling it with rocks and like bending it back, all 4 of them, and letting it loose, and just hurling rocks at this giant.
nice. So I've seen. Did I see Myrta go down?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Could I take my action to run in and grab her?
Yep.
And then get her out of there? Okay, so yeah, I mechanically ching, run up. I'm not sure if I can shoot on the way or not, but that's probably my action, run up and grab her, I'm assuming, right?
You got your move and an action, so you could move up to get her, and then you have an action to you could either move away or heal her or whatever.
I can't give her a healing potion, can I?
Yeah. You would
could.
still be up there with her. You can either drag her away or give her the healing potion.
But if you move her away, then she can't get crushed by the giants when the giants die.
Well, and they could hit me too, or if we're here. So I'll drag her away first.
Oh.
That's the deal. So yeah, you rush in, grab her by the leg and start dragging her back. You can see that other giant kind of looking down at you, swings his club, but kind of in your direction, almost like it's trying to shoo you out of the way, like some sort of gnat. It's this huge cudgel kind of just glancing behind you in the dirt. And Nox, that leaves you up.
Okay. So I would use one of my actions to hide,
Okay.
and then the other one to shoot. Is that
Alright.
correct? Like, can I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, you're going to roll. We'll just do opposed rolls. So go ahead and do your agility challenge roll plus whatever for your bonuses that you get. And the giant will have to make a perceptions challenge roll to see if he noticed you hiding.
Yeah. Since I'm sickened, it negates the sneaky bonus. So great agility.
And he's going to have 0, 1 boon. And, oh yeah, they both definitely know you're there.
Okay.
You can see he's like, watch the little goblin. You can see this girl, sorry, Blubberbutt, kind of swing around, reaches down, picking up a bit of a boulder. She watches you kind of move across the tree line.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna run towards the house. Try to climb on it.
Yeah, you could get there and climb up on within one action if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So yeah, quickly climb up there. You come almost, up to kind of shoulder level with one of these things. You can see this Blubberbutt kind of staring at you. She smiles, these snaggle-toothed grin, her legs all bashed up. You can see Dio's dragging Morto away. Behind you, you hear some yelling. You just turn and you see these orcs, these two huge male orcs, just pulling these saplings back with this giant thong of rocks as they get ready to release another rain of boulders. And that means your turret is up, Dio.
Roger that. Okay, so I was counting on that thing to get some shots, but it's not doing any favors. No Banes or nothing, unless they have anything against them, but I rolled a... Did I really? Oh, okay.
I don't think you've rolled above a 5 on that thing yet.
Zap, zap, zap. Second or
just
third
blowing
shot.
The dirt across the ground. If you look over your shoulder, just in time, Nox, to see these orcs let go of these saplings and the thong that they're holding. All these rocks kind of come up, and then they come raining down. I need agility challenge rolls from Nox and Alan and Giants, but
Any boons or banes?
just the second one. So unless you have anything to help out with it, but
All right, 16.
okay. One giant passed, and the other one passed. And Nox, you're gonna take 6 damage. As these things, they kind of pull these saplings back. You can see they're trying to line up so these boulders hit the giant. They let go. They go up a little too high and just smash down on the top of this building, pinning one of your legs underneath one of these rocks. You can hear your toes kind of crunch underneath the boulder. Smashes down through what's left a part of the roof. You can see they all kind of look up at you, Nox, almost apologetically as they start to load in another pile of boulders and start pulling these saplings back. It's the end of the round. Who would like to go fast?
Did I not take half damage for that?
Nope, not that one. Nope.
Or did I? Okay. I will go fast.
Gotcha. I'm assuming Morto's fast. Oh, no, she's unconscious at the moment. So, Dio, Nox.
Slow.
Slow. And Nox.
Slow as well.
All right. In that case, Morto, I need a death saving roll from you. You're going to roll me a 1d6. On a 1, you're going to be dying. On anything above, nothing happens unless it's a 6. You get 1 hit point. Or 1, whatever you want to call it, health.
I got a 6.
All right. So you're gonna go down 1 health, so you should be conscious again. So whatever, just 1 off from your.
I
max
go.
health.
I go to 1 health.
You would count up. So what's your max health?
32.
So you'd be at 31.
Oh, okay.
You count up, but yeah. In which case you can take an action. So do you want to go fast or slow? You can see Dio starting to drag you away, but you would still be within melee range of him if you went fast.
Well, I'm gonna. So, am I back to full health? Is that what?
Nope, your
No.
health goes up, so you'd actually start at 0 and it goes up. So when you get to 32 on damage that you've taken, that's when you're conscious. So now you're basically 1 hit point is what you have, in theory.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay. So I'm gonna go with Dio.
All right.
So I guess I'll go slow.
Yep. In that case, Alan, you were up. See these 2 giants just kind of swing around, glaring down at you as you're the only one there. The other one's all running. You should run too, little human. We'll smush you like goblins under our toes.
How wounded do they look?
Blubberbutt's pretty banged up for the most part. Scar, not so much.
Okay. Just to piss off Scar even more, and I'm gonna say, before I run, I'm gonna take out your woman, and with that, I'm gonna bring down just one of my shields on her toe. So 29,
Yup.
and she takes 15 points of damage.
Got it. She's still up, but yeah, as you bring it down this time, you completely sever her toe, several other toes off on that foot. Just this huge chunk. It just goes right through down into the dirt and the snow. She lets out the scream and kind of steps back, stumbling a little bit. Anything else that you're doing?
No, but I only attacked with 1 shield this time, so my defense will be higher.
All right.
So, just making that point.
You can see this rock that she's grabbed. She kind of turns around. She hurls this rock over to where Dio is. So this one's on you, Dio.
Roger. AC is 18.
So 5 points of damage, Dio. You can feel this rock just kind of smash into your armored plating. Throws you back a few feet and it kind of rumbles across the ground. You can feel the ground shake a little bit, and you can hear this rumbling getting louder and louder in the distance. As you kind of turn your head around, Dio, and look back, you can see this huge cascade of snow coming down the mountainside, trees and everything getting crushed under it as it kind of starts to roll down the cliff behind you. And let's see, Scar will make his attack, and then you other 3 are up. So this one's on you, Alan.
Is the avalanche going to bury me?
It is on its way down, yes. It looks like it'll be there quite quickly. It just keeps moving quicker and quicker and quicker. See these giants kind of look up and a little bit of dread kind of cross their face. Does a 17 hit you, Alan? I'm not sure what your defense is at the moment.
Nope. It's a good thing I only attacked with 1 shield this time, because normally that would. But my defense is 19 at the moment.
So in that case, Dio, Nox, Morta, all of you guys are up. You can hear this rumbling, and all of you kind of glance off to the distance. You can see this huge avalanche coming down the mountainside. You see the giants kind of stomp a few more times, almost like they're egging this thing on. A little bit of fear on their faces, but it's almost like a last-ditch effort. Scar kind of lifts his huge tree trunk that he has for a club, slamming it down into the ground harder and harder. Dio, Nox, Morta, you are all up.
Okay, I give her a healing potion.
Heal your healing rate, Morta.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dio.
Just take care, and he spins around. I still get I'll still get a shot with my rifle.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, I shall try. I swivel it around. Aim, and I get okay. Okay, that's +5 possibly.
Yep.
I'll do an extra die 6 damage.
Is this on Scar or Blubberbutt?
The more wounded one, the one that looks most seriously wounded.
Blubberbutt for sure.
Okay, and then my damage is 3 die 6, so I do 4 die 6 damage.
Shit.
There's no bonus to that. I have 13 damage, is that right?
Yep. So it kind of swings around just in time as she kind of looks in your direction as she hurls this rock, glances off your armor as you kind of fire back, and you see this huge hole just kind of explode across the side of her face. Jaw kind of snaps off, and you see bits of flesh just spray across on poor Nox behind him. Nox and Morta, you guys are still up.
Okay, I would drink a potion of healing, and then I would jump on Blubberbutt and attack her.
All right. And we'll just treat your potion as a move action. You don't actually have to move to jump on her, so go ahead and do your attack.
Okay. So I'm gonna use all of the various features I can. Like the +1 boon. And it cancels out with the poisons.
Poison, yep.
Jesus.
So yeah, you jump on there, kind of crawl up her shoulder. Her head kind of swivels around. You can see she's reaching up to get a hold of you. Morta, you're still got your moving attack left.
Okay. Well, Morta is going to pretty much do the same thing as Nox. She's going to yank out the only healing potion that she has, and she's going to snap it open and just chug it down. And then she's going to come healing rate. She's also going to go for Blubberbutt. So now, after everything that's happened, would I still be berserk?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if you would have stayed unconscious, then no. But basically, you kind of got knocked out for a moment. But yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good. I got 4.
Yeah, that's not it.
She kind of fumbles with her warhammer, gets a grip on it. Oh, yeah, I meant to do that. Fucker.
You can feel the ground tremble beneath your feet. The snow shifts a little bit. You can feel those cold bristles on the back of your neck, on your shoulders and legs. And all of you look up just in time to see this massive cloud of snow break the tree line and start to come washing over you. But first, you have your turret that has one last chance, Dio.
Roger that. Come on, baby.
See if this thing can actually hit this time.
I know, right?
Nope. Worst turret ever.
Worst.
Damn turret is blowing everything else up. So as it's just, you can see this huge pulse. It has like a steady stop beam right on poor Blubberbutt's face. Most of it's been blown off already. You can see this red beam, perfect lineup, and then the avalanche just washes over top of this turret underneath the snow and smashes in to all of you. I need agility challenge rolls from everybody. Straight up. Well, if you're poisoned, you get the 1 bane, but
That poison is killing us. That's so bad. Yeah. Oh, thank God.
It's not poison, man. It's sickness. You're sickened.
I got a 4.
Wow.
As did I. I got a 5 altogether.
4 and 5.
I've noticed that like either half the party succeeds. It's always half of us
Wow.
that succeeds and fails.
So this huge avalanche smashes into poor Blubberbutt. You can see her head get whipped back and the crunching, snapping sound of her neck. It just washes over top of her, smashes into Alan, knocks. It hits this building. It just almost feels like the building just drops out from beneath. Well, you're, I guess, technically on Blubberbutt now, but it just feels like everything drops out behind you. As you fall into the snow, washes across the rest of you over top of these orcs. And all you can see is just this wild array of white snow, flashing bits of boulders and cottage parts that are still left, these trees kind of flashing by, going end over end. For those of you failed, you're going to take 4 points of damage. Nothing happens if you passed, but I'm going to share a little thing. Whoops.
Four points. Ouch.
And they're down here. So I'm going to share this little image with you guys, and it kind of covers the rules as well as helps us keep track of what happens in this avalanche.
Are you sharing it on Roll20 or on Hangouts? Or on
Hangouts,
Facebook? Okay.
because I'm going to be moving stuff. I should have done it. I didn't even think about doing it on Roll20. So there's 3 little boxes there on the left that you guys can see. That is what one you're in. You can only reach the other people or the creatures that are in the same box as you, unless you have a ranged attack or something. Ranged attacks have 2 banes to hit. So the giant, Muerta, Dio, and the orc 3 are all at the bottom. They're kind of hit first and the thrown the furthest ahead. Orc second's in the top one, and then Alan, Orc 1, and Nox. You guys are the furthest back. It's kind of 3 layers, basically. You can move forward or back. One spot is a move action with a successful agility challenge roll. And roll a 1d6 at the beginning of the rounds. I'll tell you what happens. And the agility challenge rolls at the end of the round to tell me what happens. So to start things out, I need a 1d6 from all of you.
Got a 5.
All right, just go right across the list. So 5. You can feel as your body just gets thrown forward more to go head over heels. You roll around. You can feel your warhammer kind of flopping around beside you, trying to get a hold of that. Something hard hits you in the back and hits your eyes. You just see stars for a moment. And you can see a tree kind of whiz by. For this round, you're going to be impaired, so you're going to have an additional bane to whatever you do. Dio, what did you get?
3.
3. You're going to move. You're going to move back 1.
That's good. No.
Let's see, Alan, what did you get?
I got a 5 as well.
5. So same thing. You just completely dizzy, not sure where you are. You can feel yourself rolling. It's almost like the whole world is just flipped upside down to the side. You can see what looks to be the giant kind of zoom by on one corner, and then you see Muerta standing there. She's going head over heels, flipping around. You are going to be impaired for the remainder of this round. So that's going to be 1 bane. And Nox, what did you get?
4.
4. So nothing happens to you. You were able to ride a Blubberbutt down onto the smashing of this thing as you everybody starts to kind of orient themselves. You can see up in the far back, Nox, as he's basically riding atop the back, surfboarding down this avalanche on top of Blubberbutt. And who would like to go fast or slow? Or what would you guys like to do?
Slow.
Alan, slow. Gotcha.
Am I right on top of her then?
Yep, she's dead though, but yes, you are. You're
Oh,
basically
okay.
surfboarding her down. Yep.
Oh, okay.
You got one orc that's beside you and Alan who's beside you at the moment, but
Yeah, I assume the orc just knows about me. There's no way he wouldn't, right?
yeah, they weren't hostile towards you anyway, but I mean. Dio, next part, would you guys like to go fast or slow?
Slow.
Gotcha.
I thought I was near Blubberbutt.
You got pulled away.
Yeah, you got pulled away
Oh,
in the
okay.
avalanche. So you're right up beside the giant at the moment and another orc.
Okay.
Yeah, we all got mixed up in the avalanche.
I'm gonna move slow as well.
Slow as well. And Nox. That just leaves you. Fast or slow?
Hey, those orcs aren't hostile to us, right? We just have the
Yep.
in that
Add one.
case, I'm gonna go slow as well.
All right, so I got you all slow. So this huge giant flips around. You can see it's just swinging what's left of its tree trunk wildly like crazy. Let's see. Do you want odd or even, Muerta?
I'll take odd.
And it's an odd, so it's gonna hit the orc instead. So this is on the orc. And the orc's dead. You can see this giant kind of flip it around, and what's left as it kind of comes up, it lets out this big roar. You can see the giant, or this orc that's underneath it, this female orc, kind of look up, kind of wraps up this little bundle that she has, and the giant just smashes right down on top of her. By the time it kind of rolls over again, it's just this blood splatter across his chest. And that would mean all of you are up. So I'll just go right down the list I have here, so it's a little bit easier. Knox, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot at the giant.
All right.
That means 2 banes, right? But I
Yeah.
can.
Well, actually, I only give you 1 at the moment because you're not too much caught up in the whole avalanche since you're surfing, poor blubberbutt now.
Oh.
So
Okay, so but
stabilized at the
still
moment.
2 banes
Because of
total.
the poison. Yeah.
Yeah. Bloody poison. Oh wait, 1 because I have the
Trickery.
You know.
So just as it kind of comes down, you get your needle blowgun all kind of set up, and you feel blubberbutt as this tree, something catches underneath, and she's just ripped out from underneath. You go flying forward into the snow pile and just start flipping, rolling down this hill. Ellen.
I'm going to move to the next square. Oh, I can't ping on the Hangouts.
You can move up 1,
Basically
yeah.
with Orc 2 and Dio, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to move down and then drink a potion as I'm running, and I'm going to start yelling at the giant Scar, basically saying, "You see what I did to your woman? I'm coming after you now."
Nice. Go ahead and give me an agility
Just trying-
challenge roll.
Yeah, just trying to piss him off even more. Any banes other than the
Nope.
poison, as what everyone's calling it?
Yep.
All right. So how about a 15?
You got it. Go ahead and do your healing rate as well.
Alrighty.
So you kind of tumble forward using the momentum of the avalanche to catch your feet the best you can and just hurling yourself forward. You see Dio come up beside you as he's getting kind of rolled up into this other orc just flails like crazy, trying to grab a hold of trees and branches, whatever it can to try and stop itself from going down this mountainside. Up ahead, you can see this just drop off that's coming towards you. Dio, you are up.
I'm going to try and make that agility check to get control and escape
Right.
the drop off.
Trying to move up 1 or back 1 or...
Pardon me, the one that had the... Which one is Walker? And again, I lost that screen. Hold on a sec. Let me have a quick look. Sorry.
Let's see, you're right there. You're right in the center one, so you could go back 1 or forward 1 where the giant is.
Yeah. Do we want to... That giant... Yeah, I want to protect Walker as in with me, right? Okay, I'll swivel around and try to fire my rifle. Is that possible at the giant?
Yeah. You'll have 2 banes for a ranged attack in the avalanche, but you can, yes.
Oh, okay. That could be... So I normally have 1 boon, so 1 bane altogether. And he swivels around and manages to almost shoot himself, or shoot Walker. Rolls a 2. That does not work. Do I get my 2 attacks?
Nope, you only get 1 attack and a move. You can still make a move if you want to try and move. But first, I believe you are a clockwork.
I mean, are we going to be swept over the edge there?
Nope. So actually, you got to. That's what I thought. It was on a 0 or less. Your key gets jammed. So as you kind of swinging forward, you can bring your rifle up, Alan. As you look over, you can see Dio's whole body just go limp in the snow and just start crumbling and tumbling over and over. You can see in his back a huge chunk of ice that got caught in between this key that keeps him wound up and part of his gears. You can see that they're trying to go, but they're just lodged closed, caught with this big chunk of ice in the middle of there. Morta, you are up.
Okay.
Morta's beside me, right?
Morta is up beside the giant. She's up one in front of you.
Oh shoot. Okay.
So Morta's gonna she's gonna try to use the same technique that she used on an old blubberbutt on her husband. But now I've got 2 extra banes.
Yep.
Aside from sicken, so that's 3 banes. So 3 banes with 2 boons, so I'll just have 1 bane. And ooh, that's a 7. I mean, that's a 5.
So yeah, tumbling over and over. You can see bits and pieces. You kind of swing with your warhammer, trying to kneecap this thing or hit him. You see his head kind of glance by. It would have been the perfect killing blow between the snow, the avalanche. As you kind of bring your warhammer up to bring it down, you can feel it get caught in some of these tree limbs and just completely ripped out of your hand. You can see it in the distance, tumbling over and over, but you're disarmed with your warhammer at the moment. As you guys all look up, you can see this cliffside come up, and then the giant goes over top. Morta goes over top, and everybody just rolls over top of this cliffside. I need a 1d6 from everybody. Let me know what you get, and I'll tell you what happens.
I got a 6.
6. Okay, we'll start with you then. You have the perfect shot. Oh, okay. Well, we do a moment. But yeah, it's just as you come over top of this cliffside, you feel that giant kind of reach out. You get to grab a hold of one of these huge fat fingers. Morta, you lost your warhammer, but you have the perfect opportunity to hit this thing. You get yourself a free attack.
Ooh, nice. So Morta's, she's got her eye on the giant. She pulls out her sword, and still all the boon from the
Yep, in the veins. Yep.
I'm sorry, I mean the banes. Yeah, from the avalanche. Okay. All right, so that's a 9.
Nope, not quite. So as you start just flailing wildly, trying to stab this guy, he just kind of quickly, trying to bat you away. He hits the ground hard. You can see he lets out this loud grunt, but you're able to kind of cushion your blow on his big gut as he comes down. You do the same thing, Knock, as you come over the edge. You can see that he's down below. You've got this drop straight down right onto his stomach. You can get yourself a free attack as well, Knox.
Okay. Rapier.
Nox is still in the 3rd box, though, right?
This will change it depending on what happens.
Oh, okay.
Because of the going over the cliffside, basically.
Aw, I had a great plan. And if I get put in the furthest box away from the giant, I'm going to be irritated.
What did you get? A 12 is a miss. So yeah, you just land down right on top of this thing. Cushions your blow so you don't take any damage, Knox, but you're not able to get your rapier in there quite right. What did you roll, Alan?
I got a 4.
In that case, I believe nothing. Yep, nothing. So yeah, you're basically where you are as you come up over the edge. You see the other two as they drop down, skipping, starting to go down the mountainside, but you stay right where you are. Nothing happens. And Dio, what did you roll?
Okay.
A 2.
2.
Oh no.
So yeah, you see Dio get thrown forward a little bit in this avalanche. You see kind of his patch of ice kind of picks up a little bit, so he moves up a lot. And that is the end of the round. So beginning of the round, I need agility challenge rolls from everybody, and then who's going what.
Is it everyone or everyone just in the space with the giant?
Everybody in this case.
Okay.
Now, do I have a complete system shutdown?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about nothing. You're just completely shut down at the moment.
Kill yourself. So no more Banes except for the one that we would have from Sicken?
Correct. Yep. Ooh. 6 damage. Max.
Am I still impaired? I think
Nope.
I am.
Nope, that's gone. That was only for that round. So
Okay. Okay, well I got a -1.
So 6 damage to you as well. Both of you go over this thing. You can feel these huge chunks of ice, bits of boulders, tree limbs, rubbish, all just come crashing around you, Nox, and Muerta piling down on top of this giant. And actually, I got to move Nox up as well. As everything starts to go down this next portion of this mountain slide, let me update the thing. Let's see, Nox, you moved up. And the orc moved up. And all right. So yep. All right. Who would like to go fast? So Alan, you're just a few paces behind. You can see everybody up ahead of you. You got these 2 orcs rolling past you. One smashes into a tree. And you just see this huge blood spurt kind of come out of his mouth, and what's left of a branch is pierced through his chest. The other one rolls by, and you see him just go over the cliffside and just disappear in this huge mound of snow that's going over like a waterfall. Up ahead of you, you see Muerta and Nox as they land on top of this giant and make a few rolls ahead. This other orc and the giant continued rolling down this mountainside. You were, well, who wants to go fast first?
Well, quick question. From my understanding, like, I'm here and they are below. Like, there's a cliffside that I have to go off.
Yep, you went over the cliffside with no problem since you rolled a 4. So yeah, you came down. They're just up ahead of you. You made it over that waterfall of avalanche.
Okay.
No problem.
So it's just flat land. Is it like angled?
Oh yeah, there's still the avalanche is still going
down
down the side of the mountain.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then if that's the case, I need to go slow then.
Gotcha. So Ellen is slow. Morta, Nox, Dio. What do you guys do? Well, Dio's gonna have to go slow because he's impaired at the moment. Nox and Morta.
I'm gonna go fast.
Morta's fast, and Nox.
I'm gonna go slow.
Slow. All right. So Morta, you are up first. You see this giant flailing around. He grabs a hold of what looks to be a tree, and it just gets ripped out from the roots. His head kind of snaps around in your direction, being that you're right there. You can see he's getting ready to just sweep across everybody with this huge tree that he has in his hand.
Okay, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run for his leg, and I'm gonna come back with my sword and try to jam it through his thigh or his calf, whichever one is easier for me to hit.
All right. Either one's fine. Go for it.
So that will be 2 boons. Everybody's still sickened, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh wow. All ones. That's 3.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you kind of flail about. You can feel your blade as it kind of pokes in, but it just doesn't even seem to pierce this huge, thick hide and this blubber that he has underneath his thigh. And with that, it swings around this huge tree trunk that it has, just flailing like crazy. Let me see who's all in. So Muerta, Dio, and Nox. So Dio won't matter, but D. Let's see, Muerta and Nox. So this one is on you, Muerta. And I don't believe that's hit. So, and this one is on you, Nox.
They don't fumble, do they?
Jeez.
Oh boy, Nox.
The only thing that remains is my dragon costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is exactly, yeah, that's my, my damage is equal to my health now.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So you feel this trunk just as you kind of come up over this blast of snow hitting the back. It brings you up just high enough. It's almost like it's giants playing baseball. You see this huge trunk come around and just smack knocks. You go flying through the air. You see him kind of sail overhead of you, Alan, over top of you, Murta, and he lands in the far back. You can just see bits and pieces of his costume and him just tumbling in the snow. Basically, at the end of this round, I'll have you roll a 1d6 knocks. On a 1, you would be dead. 2 through 5, nothing happens. 6, you gain 1 health.
Jesus.
Knocks. So, Alan and Dio, you guys are up. Oh, Dio, you're still in capacity depending on what happens. So, first Alan is up.
Okay. I couldn't. All right. So,
Yeah, that's what sucks on a 0. You basically just, until somebody gets a hold of you and winds you up, you're just tumbling down at the moment.
gotcha.
But nothing happens bad, I suppose.
Yeah, at the moment, I suppose, yeah, but it's true.
So I have 2 party members down, or is it 3 party members down at this point now?
Morta, you're still up, right?
Yeah, I'm still up.
Morta's up, but
Okay.
Dio
Okay,
is...
8.
He's not dead, but you can see that his clockwork, his gears are like all jammed up with ice and bits of rubbish, so he's not doing nothing. He's just tumbling. And yeah, you can definitely see Nox is gone.
Okay, this is what happens when the tank is away from the party. How is the giant looking at this point? Is he like close to death, or is he
He's not looking
still pretty good?
horrible. He's about halfway.
Halfway? Okay. Well, that changes everything. What I am going to do, first I need to make an agility challenge roll, right? Because I have to move, or I'm
You
moving.
want to move up? Yep.
Yeah, so let me do that first before I describe anything. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, perfect. I got a 0. Do I get like a bonus because I got a 0?
Oh, I mean a 0 total.
What happened there? Like, I rolled and then it showed me someone else rolling. That was weird.
I got a 0 for you. I don't know what it was doing.
Yeah, it looked like someone else was rolling 2d6 or something. I was like, okay, I'm taking damage. Awesome.
I wonder. No, I bet it did catch up from last time, is what it was, and it just caught up when you rolled. Sometimes Roll20 does that.
Okay.
So
what happens with that?
So you can try to move
Do I
forward.
move?
Nope, you're not going to be able to move forward. You can just feel this, snow and everything getting underneath you, tripping you up and everything. I do need a D100 roll from you, though.
Can I... I'll roll that, yes. But can I use my action to do a rush then to still move?
Yep.
Okay. Let me roll this for you first. D100. 65.
Right. Go ahead and do your agility challenge roll while I check what happens.
All right. Cool. Is that what I want? Okay. Spent 1 bane because I am sickened. Ooh, that's even better. 2. I am cruising down this mountain, guys.
Yeah, you fly down. You can feel almost air light for the moment as you kind of leap above, trying to move ahead. This snow kind of picking you up, almost like a wave of snow behind you. You start to move forward a little bit, and it feels almost like somebody literally just kind of grabs you from the back of the neck and just rips you back down into this huge snow. You see nothing but white go around you. You can feel ice. You can feel boulders, rubbish, everything smashing against you. When you come back up out of the snow, you can see everybody ahead of you as they start to go over the last cliffside down towards the valley. And then you feel this ultimate weight in your stomach as you go over the side as well. As you look over to your hand, though, this sharp pain in the palm of your hand, you can see this, what looks to be a wart kind of appearing right in the center of your palm. And it slowly kind of splits open. And just as you hit the bottom of this cliffside, this waterfall avalanche as you go over, you could have swore you've seen an eyeball staring at you from the palm of your hand. And with that, I need a 1d6 from everybody to see what happens as you go over this cliffside.
I got a 1.
All right, I'll go right down the line like I did last time. So 1 is going to be just straight damage. So you just go over the side of this thing, you hit the ground hard.
It looks like 3 of us got 1s.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit.
You hit the ground, you take savage damage, Murta. You can feel this huge rip as part of a boulder smashes into your shoulder. You can feel your bones crunch underneath it. Who else got 1s? Baron,
How much did you
Me
say?
and,
7
yeah.
damage.
7.
Baron.
Theo.
Theo, you're going to take 5 as you come crashing down. You're not aware of anything, but Alan, as you look down, you can see several of his gears pop loose and start rolling across the ground. One of his arms is kind of bent crooked a little bit. And who
Damn
else
it.
got a 1?
Me. Alan.
8 damage, Alan, as you come smashing down. You would almost feel like you have this thing. You can see this huge giant as he hits the ground. You get this perfect line to land on top of him. And then he just kind of rolls to the side and you hit the ground smack, just right where he was, this hard packed snow, ice, and just hit it hard. 8 damage to you. And I guess that leaves Nox. What did you roll? 6. Oh, I think that's a good one. Yeah, you get a free attack. So as you come up and over this ledge, you see Dio as he zips past. You see Muerta tumble down the side. The giant goes in front of you just over the side. As you kind of come over the hedge, you come down a little bit quicker than this giant's fallen, land right on his stomach. Got the perfect opportunity to take this guy. You get a free attack. Nox.
I'm unconscious. Like,
Oh, you're unconscious. Well, you would have had a free attack. So you see Nox
Can
kind
his
of.
ragdoll body just flop right into the giant and do
Yeah,
damage
like-
that way?
yeah, still like holding my rapier, like,
Yes, as the giant hits the ground, you see Nox just kind of slap onto his stomach and bounce a little bit. And this little rapier comes spinning down, end over end. Tink, go ahead and make an attack with your rapier. I'll let you.
Oh, that's epic.
any boons or
Just do straight up because you're not controlling it. So
11. Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of like tink and kind of pierces in a little bit on this giant's flesh and then just kind of bounces out into the snow a little bit, knocks his body flipping end over end. And actually that's going to move you up 1 anyway, Alan. So you are going to be up there and those orcs are gone. So everybody's up in the front. So let's see. Nox is unconscious. I'll get to you in a moment. Dio is unconscious. I'll get to you in a moment. So Morta and Alan, would you guys like to go fast or slow? I don't know. Is Morta still up?
Yeah, Morta's up. She's got 1
Hmm.
1 health point.
All right. You guys want to go fast or slow?
Wow.
Morta's gonna go
Since go ahead.
slow. I was gonna say slow.
Since we're all here, I don't have to take a movement to reach
Correct.
Nox or Dio or
Yep.
okay. Then I'm gonna go back. Well, no. I would. All right. Let me ask this: if I take a slow, can I wind up Dio with 1 action and then use the movement action to give Nox a healing potion? Is that possible, or do I need to actually take?
Yeah, I
One
could go for
action.
that. It would technically be an action,
Okay.
but I mean, I'll let you do that. That's fine.
All right, then I'll take a slow.
All right.
Still cussing at this giant for him to attack me. Like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, but first I must heal my friends.
Well, in that case, Alan and Morta, I need agility challenge rolls from you first to dodge out of the way of this giant flailing giant so you don't get smushed.
You know, that's my curse, is doing these damn agility challenge rolls. Like, that's just what kicks my ass, especially with me rolling 6.
Ah!
That's
0.
nothing out. 3 points of damage to both of you. I think that'll take you down, but.
Yeah.
And let's see. He is going to go fast to make his attack on you, Alan.
All right.
And then you will be up.
Oh, so does he have to just meet my AC, right?
Yes.
My defense?
Yep.
Damn it. He got it perfectly.
All right. So this kind of comes crashing down. You can see he sees you coming up over the edge, smashes down beside him, and almost in like one fluid moment, he just grabs that log that he has beside him, just slams it down right on top of your shield, your armor. You can feel yourself get sunken down deep into the snow. Everything around you is just kind of a whirlwind. You pop up just in time to see Dio next to you, Nox is beside you. You're still within the midst of all these guys as the giant's flailing about. You see his big hand kind of reaching out, trying to grab a hold of Morta. And Alan, you are up. Morta's unconscious. Dio's unresponsive because he's not wound up. Nox is unconscious. You can see the giant reaching for Morta.
Damn it. Sadly, I only have so many actions that I can do.
You can see
Uh,
it's roaring around you. Just as you kind of pop up, you can see there's no more cliffs to go over. This whole avalanche is just kind of emptying out into the valley.
yeah, but it's the question of who do I want to bring up? Because I have one healing potion. I can wind up one person so I don't have to use a healing potion on him. But there's 3 people technically, so it's like, who do I like more?
I'm assuming that before I went down, I wasn't berserk anymore, right?
Yeah, probably would have ended it by that point. Yeah,
Okay, I was sort of counting it, but I kind of
that's
lost.
okay.
I kind of lost count around
That's all
9.
right. No worries.
Um,
With you fully unconscious now, it would be ending anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
okay.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, well, I don't remember, so I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to grab Nox, and as I'm grabbing Nox, I'm going to take my last healing potion, pop it open, stick it in his mouth, and then take him and can Dio explain to me how, like, what his wind-up system looks like? Like, is it just like a massive winch on his back, or what does that look like on him?
No, it's probably about a 4-inch cross. It's kind of like a timer wind-up. That's there's a small plate that pops up on my back. It's probably broken and gone. That's why. And then you could actually just turn it just like a timer.
Okay.
And it'll get stiff and it'll click once I guess it's reset.
I don't know why I'm obsessed with doing this, but I'm going to do this anyways. I'm going to grab Nox, and as I'm like putting the potion in his mouth, I'm going to put Nox on the Dio's back and just spin Nox, so that way he is actually spinning your little wind up, and then
Right.
hopefully like I'm just frantically doing this as we're sliding down the mountain.
Nice. All right, so Nox, you're gonna heal your healing rate.
Okay.
Dio, give me a 1d6 roll. You just don't want a 1. Nice. So whatever you were at, basically you just come back to, you're just like you were left off. You're gonna be a little worse for wear and banged up and stuff, but otherwise
Okay.
you're like normal, back to normal. So Dio is back. And Alan would be done. So as they go, so Nox, as you kind of come to, you just open your eyes to see Alan has a hold of you, spinning you around on back of Dio's thing as this giant flails around beside you. You can hear the roar as this avalanche is starting to come to an end at the end of this bottom of this valley area. But first, Nox and Dio, you guys are up. You can take actions.
Nice. Now my rifle was sort of attached to my arm, but is it still attached?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It could have been okay. The giant's close enough to shoot, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll take my. Can I shoot it twice? I get.
Nope, not you. You can move. You're going slow automatically since that's when he came back. You can take a move action and an attack action. So
Okay. Have at you then. Any banes on me?
no.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, you're
right?
not impaired or nothing. So nope.
Okay.
Right on the money.
Oops. Okay, I didn't roll very well. I don't know.
That's right on the money. Yep.
Oh, thanks. Oh, good. Okay, so I do 4 dice 6.
The 3 plus 4. Ouch.
18 points damage. I right away just sit up as soon as I'm wound up and just swivel and turn. I'm right.
It's almost like you were still continuing that action you were originally doing as you pop back up.
Exactly. I was just firing away, and okay. And there's the giant.
Yeah, you see this huge hole open up in his chest. You can see all the flesh underneath. You can see what looks to be part of his heart beating away under there. And he just kind of gasps at this huge hole that has opened up. Nox, you are up.
Nasty.
So I have only one action, right?
You can take a move action if you want to, but yeah, basically.
Yeah, because I maybe wanted to move to Morta and heal her up if I can.
Yep, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so could I do it in a way that I would use the nimble recovery? So I would
You can
also.
use that as a because you can use nimble recovery as your triggered action. And then since you're going slow, you take a move action, move over, and your action to administer the.
So this is exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right. Who are you helping out?
Morta.
Morta. And you're giving her a healing potion?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and heal your healing rate, Morta. Nox, you will heal your healing rate or whatever it is for your nimble recovery. Dio is up, Alan's up, so everybody is up. So is this.
Round again, fast or slow?
In just a moment, yep. So as all this huge avalanche just kind of comes piling down into this little bit of a valley, you can see those ruins of old buildings around you and some trees that are falling down. You can hear the snapping of limbs. This giant, excuse me, this giant just flails like crazy. And this heavy thud as it finally comes to an end. More and more of this rubble and everything from the mountainside comes casting down around you. I need an agility challenge roll from everybody first, and that would be the end of the round.
Ugh. When can we stop making these damn things?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Right
still
now.
the pain, right?
Here's my question though: because they went unconscious, does that mean that they're still?
Go ahead and say that again, Chester. I'm sorry.
Because they went all three of them, or the other two that were sickened, became unconscious. Are they still sickened or suffering from that?
Yep. You have to take a full rest or magic or healing or something to get rid of that affliction.
Okay.
I got you.
All right, let's see. I'm not sure. Well, all three of you failed. And what did you end up with, Morta?
I swear this avalanche is doing more damage to me than the giant.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't hear you, Carlos. I'm not sure if you're muted or something else.
He's not muted on my end.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Now we can.
I got a
There you
9.
go.
All right, so all of you failed. So all of you will take this damage. It's probably only 2 points of damage. So as everything just kind of comes rumbling down, you can see bits and pieces. What's left of some trees kind of rumble in. A couple boulders rolled across. This huge giant stands up with a roar. This huge hole blown into his chest. His face is all bashed up. See all these little wounds, bits and pieces of limbs and shrapnel sticking out of his body. And he almost like he just goes into a frenzy. I'm going to take his action before all of you can go. And he gets 3 attacks. So let's see. You're all right there. This one's going to be on you, Alan.
Goodness.
6 damage on you, Alan. And this one's going to be on Dio.
Oh my god.
8 damage on Dio. And this one is going to be on Nox.
Thank goodness he doesn't get anything, any special shenanigans for getting over 20.
And 3 damage. All right. So, yeah, he just goes into this complete frenzy, picking up trees that are around, throwing them, smashing these rocks, stomping, kind of jumps onto the ground and flails around like crazy. He's just in a complete blood rage, letting out these huge screams. You can see he's calling out the same Hwacha, Hwacha, Ertha, Hwacha over and over, just echoing across this valley. And all of you are up, fast or slow, whatever you want to do.
Is he in death throes? Like, is he dying?
He's basically just kind of in like a berserk frenzy. He looks like he's really smashed up, though.
I'm going fast.
Yeah, me too.
Alan's fast,
Slow.
Nox is fast, Dio's slow.
Because I was going to
Morta.
give somebody a healing potion.
Morta, are you still up?
Yeah.
Fast or slow?
Morta's gonna go slow.
All right. So, Alan, Nox, you guys are going fast. You're up first.
Does Nox want to go first?
Sure. I'll just attack him with my
Alrighty.
rapier.
You don't have your rapier. Your rapier disappeared somewhere in that avalanche.
Oh fuck. Okay, well then my blowgun.
All right.
Jesus fucking Christ. How am I so bad?
You gotta shoot him with the bullets, not hit him with the blowgun. As you're over there wailing on him with a stick. Alan, you are up.
Okay. Let me double check something really quick. Okay, next round. All right. So I'm going to smack into this giant once more with just one shield. But in doing so, like I'm cussing this thing out. I'm swearing at this thing, like, come on, attack me. Why are you hitting them? Hit me. And but as I go to hit this thing, I hit him, but I'm shielding myself more than what I normally am. Basically, I'm taking the guarded attack.
Okay.
So giving myself a bane to give him a bane when he attacks.
All right, just remind me. Go for it.
Now boons, one bane. Ah, bummer.
17
do I
hits.
still get the
17 hits.
Is this 17? Oh, I'm looking at the chat. Like I see me roll, and then I look at the chat, but my roll hasn't calculated yet because I thought I rolled a 10.
Nope, 17. You're good.
All right.
Damage.
So damage
you might
is 15.
describe
wow.
what you do to this guy to take him out.
That's funny. He's just gonna smash into his big toe, just like he has been doing for a long time. But what he doesn't realize, what Alan doesn't realize, is he chops off the toe completely, and then he's covering his face immediately, like preparing for this blow that he is that's going to be coming. And then all of a sudden he just hears this thud, and the ground shakes, and he's just like he waits for a second, and then just peeks over his shield and just sees this giant laying down in front of him, and he's just like, oh, and he just shrugs.
You see some rain, a couple boulders kind of pop down, and you hear this thump thump, and you kind of glance back, and you can see what's left of this avalanche as it starts to come down, and you see this recognizable giant nutsack with explosive boulders inside of it come bolting down, and it smashes right in the center of you all as you all look at it for just the briefest of moments. Give me an agility challenge roll, fellas.
Can I, if you're cool with it, can I tackle someone to the ground and shield them?
Sure.
So this time, because I didn't save Morta last time, I'm going to try to tackle Morta and save Morta a little bit more. Do you want like a agility for me with an extra bane on it?
And I didn't get a move there. That last round.
Let's see.
I don't think.
No, you and Dio and Morta were going slow, but they killed the giant, so
yeah.
It's
just
gotcha. Yep. How about we give Morta a boon since you're helping her, basically? That'd be working better that way.
You just wanted a straight up agility roll?
Yep.
Okay.
So then I got 17.
Nice. Okay.
I got an epic 6.
All right.
It's quite fitting as I'm shielding Morta.
So yeah, it just kind of comes down, and you remember Snap Muncher mentioning that these bigger boulders inside this giant dehydrated, skin tanned leather nutsack that he had cause a big boom. And as they kind of come smashing down in the center, you can hear the clack of them inside. You wait for the moment till you realize what's going to happen as Alan leaps across, tackling Mortar to the ground, and then this explosion just rocks the area. Let's see. Whoever passes is going to take half damage. Failure is full. 16, so I'm not sure where that puts everybody.
I'm down again.
And you just see the whole ground just explode. Dirt, tree limbs, bits and pieces of this giant. You can hear his stomach rumbling a little bit, and as he goes flying through the air, he explodes in the distance, almost like this giant firework that explodes in the sky. Gore raining down around all of you, tree limbs.
Well, congratulations, Morgan. You got me down. Finally. You chewed through 43 plus hit points because I healed twice. So, it's like, you chew through a crap ton of health for me.
Those agility challenge rolls. All right.
Yeah, that's what kicks my ass.
So where is everybody at? Let's see. Alan's down. Knox
Down.
down. Morta.
Morta's at 4.
All right. And Dio.
How much damage did I take in that last roll? I rolled
You
16.
passed, so you're going to take half. 16, 8.
Right. Okay. So I'm at 26. I'm still up, but I got 9 hits left.
All right. So as this huge thing goes off, you can see the clouds up above the sky kind of picking up a little bit. This valley, this thick, noxious green fog hangs all around you. You can see the ruins of this old town. Morta, as you stand up, gathering your bearings, you see Dio stand up beside you, and both of you looking pretty banged up. Knox and Alan lay on the ground, bloodied, broken. What's left of this giant just kind of rains down around you. What do you two do?
Can I give a healing potion to either Knox is down, you said, and Alan's
Knox
down?
and Alan, yeah.
Yeah, I'll, Master Walker, of course. I take a slow action and give them each. I got 2 potions left. I give them each a potion of healing.
All right. So both of you heal your healing rate. Did you guys come to looking around at this huge devastation, this avalanche is cast down? As you look around, you'll notice one and a second and a third body of these little malnourished, skinny, disgusting dwarves. As you kind of look around, you see more and more of them. There's probably 15, 20, 30 of these things that were uncovered by this avalanche just strewn across the ground. And right in the center of this town, what's left of it anyways, mostly pretty much in ruins over the years and centuries, but there's this huge footprint left in the snow just at the edge where the avalanche comes to an end. It's probably 3-4 times the size of that giant that you just fought. You can see it stomping away into the distance. And with that, we will wrap it up there for the night, if that's cool, unless you guys want to do any last moment scenes as the scene starts to fade.
Well, does anybody want to? I got something. Morta wants to do one thing.
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Morta's gonna she's got blood and gore all over her, and she's just looking at her friends and giving like a wink and a smile, glad that that Dio was able to help them. And then she goes into her satchel and she starts looking around in the gore pieces that were left from the giant, and when she finds what she's looking for, she looks back at her companions to see if they're looking at her, and she pulls one of the giant's nipples out, kind of wipes it off, and puts cuts around, so she just takes the nipple and she puts it in her satchel, and they're kind of looking at her kind of weird, and she just kind of, she opens up the satchel and shows Dio that she also has the giant's nipple from the first female giant that we killed. And she says, "I'm going to make a shield cover, actually."
I think that might match the ball stack that
Yeah.
Knox has.
Nipples and balls.
We'll make a nice little set.
Is there like a set bonus to that?
All right. Any last things anybody else wants to do?
Just Knox would go instantly asleep or something.
Just lays down and goes to sleep. And so as the scene kind of fades to black, you can see the camera pan up a little bit, and it just shows these huge footsteps. They're probably about 20 feet, maybe about 8 yards or so in length, coming across. As you stand in one of these necks, and the camera kind of pans out, and you're just about the size of the pinky toe, if that. And you can see it stomping off into the distance to where this huge hole is in the ground, and it goes to black. That is where we will end this session.
Oh.
I think we would all immediately pass out at this point.
Yeah. Oh, wait, actually, there would be one thing that Knox would do.
Yeah.
Could I look for my rapier? Is there any chance whatsoever that maybe,
Maybe, let's see.
possibly,
Give me a perception challenge roll. 2 Banes.
really? Oh, I'm an urchin. Maybe no.
Oh, yeah. How's
Is
an
my-
urchin going to help you?
Well, I mean, urchins are used to searching for stuff. Looking
Rummaging
through
through the
rubble.
refuse?
Yeah,
Is there a chance that my warhammer would be in the same
it's like
pile of mess?
the Warhammer.
Yeah, probably. Go ahead and I'll give you a boon for that, Knox. So just do 1 Bane.
Because I lost it in the avalanche,
Yeah.
right?
Same thing for you. It'd be 2 Banes with a perception unless you have something that helps you.
Can I help him?
You can help him.
Yeah, yeah. I would try to help as well. Like just generally look for my rapier and hammer.
Alright. So yeah,
I'm not gonna push it.
be a perception with 1 Bane. Then in that case, Marta.
Like, you guys can search for all this shit. I don't care. Snooze.
No dice. I got an 8.
8. So yeah, you look around everywhere. As you kind of come across, you see the haft of it sticking out of the snow. That relation that you found it. When you reach down to grab it and pull it out, it's just the haft. The top of the warhammer is gone, broken off. And as you make your way back over, where you see Alan lying in the snow, covered in blood, you can see his hand is kind of stretched out, and the palm of his hand is this large, red, bulbous eye that stares back at you. Morta blinks a few times and just stares. And that will be the end. So thank you for watching. Thank you guys for playing. Let's stop this broadcast. And done. All right.
Thank you, boys.
You're very welcome.
It's still live on my screen.
Oh, shoot, I pushed the wrong one.